Stadium as we are prepared, getting ready, if you could say, for our week one, really our second game for the Boomers, is the home opener in Woodward tonight on another cool, crisp.
We haven't started yet.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yet.
Okay, my bad. I got you.
This is Woodward Boomer Football on News Talk Sports Z92, the home of the Woodward Boomers. Woodward Boomer Football is brought to you by Pioneer Fiber, High Plains Tire, Bank of Western Oklahoma, State Farm Agent Wayne Matthews, Woodward Steel, Longshots Bar and Grill, Great Plains Bank, Barber Dyson Ford, Divine's Radio Shack, M&D Enterprises, The Lawn Mower Shop, Northwest Glass, Sealing State Bank, Vance Auto Group, and Smith & Company Auction and Realty. Here with the call of tonight's game is Tyler Riggs and Ely Noble.
Hello and welcome everybody to Boomer Stadium as we get ready for the Woodward home opener tonight. The Dodge City Demons in town. They're raring to go. The 6A bunch from the state of Kansas trying to lock it up with Woodward tonight. It'll be the second straight contest in terms of annual competitions between the teams. Last year was the first time they had played since the mid-'80s. Had played consistently there in the mid-'80s. Dodge City does lead the all-time series 6-2 over the Boomers, including that 40-6 win last season. Got Ely Noble with me in the booth, of course, and Ely, you were taking it in down there on the field. It's another cool, crisp night here in Woodward, similar to what we saw in Texas County last week. Had a little rain today, of course, but the field, without it being played out, looks good, looks ready to go. You were telling CJ earlier that it was all painted up and looking nice. How's the team feeling down there as they were going through their warm-ups?
Yeah, I was walking around down there, and not a lot being said besides the coaches wearing caps. It seems like they know what it was last week. They had it in their hands and just kind of let it fall through. They know they want to be 1-0, and they know they dang sure don't want to be 0-2. So it seems like they know what the goal is this week.
Well, and we had spoke to Coach Schneeberger at the start of the season about, new regime, right, taking over, and how's the senior group handle that? And he flat out said, look, I've told these guys we owe it to our seniors to be as competitive as we possibly can and put that effort out there. He wants to send them out the right way, hopefully with some wins. And you mentioned last week we were there. We went through the weather delay, got to that halftime, and the Boomers led 14-8. And then the lightning came, a little bit of the rain, and we were sitting there for a while. And it seemed like, unfortunately, the guys aren't going to admit this because they're competitors, but you've been there. When you have to take a break like that, it is not easy to try to get yourself back and get fired up again, if you will, after such a long delay. That's an awkward situation.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you never expect something like that to happen. But you mentioned the whole new coaching staff, a lot of new players. They reacted well week one of a whole new situation like that to come out and put on the effort that they did. You got to tip their caps to them. So I think they'll be ready to go here after having a week playing with one another. So looking forward to it.
Some of the highlights we kind of saw from last weekend, that 20-14 overtime loss. We talked about this at length. The team marched down the field on that first drive, did Woodward, mixed the run with the pass, able to punch it in with Jay Graff on a touchdown later. The line looked good, things looked crisp, and then the defense started to hold really well on the back end. Guyman moved the ball a little bit in that first half, but really did a good job, did the defense of stopping what the Tigers were bringing. And then special teams making the impact in that first half with that kickoff return. Jay Graff again scored the touchdown, took it 94 yards to the house. And Coach Schneeberger, in terms of what he talked about with us this week on the Coaches Show, essentially said there were some good things, but there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of things we can still improve on going forward in his mind for his team. And you look at some of those things that he was probably mentioning. You did have 3 turnovers, ultimately 2 picks and a fumble, so that hurt you there. You had some penalties that, while it wasn't as frequent as the opener last season, they were at unfortunate times. We saw a Colt Moore touchdown get called back off a penalty, and we saw some false starts that put you in long yardage situations, unfortunately, for the Boomers. And that was kind of the big things on the takeaway. And, again, Coach Schneeberger and crew, they're happy that there's a ceiling, but, they still believe they've got a long ways to go for this team.
Yeah, and even on the defensive side, you see them get a few stops on third down, and you end up getting a holding on the defense or a pass interference, something like that. So just you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, but knowing that if you don't, the outcome of that is a lot better. So that's just something to build yourself off of.
That it is. Well, as far as Dodge City, again, 6-4 last year, and a team with a lot of new faces out there, new places. They were very senior heavy last season when they took on Woodward. Now Coach O'Neill and crew are looking to kind of figure out the puzzle piece. As their week 1 opener, Kansas doesn't do the week 0, so we'll see the first look at the Demons tonight after their Jamboree week. And we had a chance to talk with Coach O'Neill coming into tonight. So we'll step aside for a first break, and on the other side, we'll have Dodge City head coach Glenn O'Neill giving us his thoughts on his team and the matchup ahead. It is Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Every family has a story filled with chapters of love, laughter, and dreams for the future. But what if one day you're not there to help write the next chapter? Life is unpredictable, but your love for your family shouldn't be. With State Farm Life Insurance, Wayne Matthews and Woodward can help ensure your story continues, even when you're not there to turn the page. Protect the chapters yet to come. Talk to Wayne Matthews, because your story deserves to be told.
Hungry? Head to Longshots Bar and Grill in downtown Woodward. Bring the whole crew for juicy ribeye steaks, giant burgers, wings from mild to flaming hot, fresh salads, and more. There's something for everyone, including the kids. Planning a party or team celebration? Check out the upstairs golf and gun bays or ask about our group catering options. Longshots Bar and Grill, downtown Woodward's favorite hangout and the official home of the Boomer Coaches Show every Wednesday from 6 to 7. Come hungry, leave happy, and make it a night to remember.
Looking for a car buying experience that feels like home? Come to Vance Auto Group of Woodward, your local family-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, GMC, and Chevrolet dealership, proudly serving Oklahoma for over 42 years. Fast, easy, and always friendly, we make it comfortable to buy a car. With the best approval rates in Oklahoma, you'll drive away happy and fast. So why wait?
Stop by Vance Auto Group of Woodward today.
Supporting communities in every way, Sealing State Bank is thrilled to bring hometown banking closer to you with a brand new branch in Woodward.
Welcome.
Now offering full-service banking close to home, from personal checking and savings to home and commercial loans, Sealing State Bank has you covered. Enjoy the convenience of mobile and online banking, wire transfers, and so much more. Sealing State Bank, your trusted partner in Woodward. Come visit at 2314 Williams Avenue and experience hometown banking at its best.
And joining me now is the head coach of the Dodge City Demons, Glenn O'Neill. Coach, good to catch up with you. You guys had a pretty solid year last year, had a senior-heavy bunch. Coming into this season, I know, and you've been here before as a coach with your experience, where you get that roster turnover, and now you're trying to rebuild the puzzle a little bit going into the season. You've got a couple key returners, but talk about the challenge of getting this thing, rolling with this team, knowing that you've got some guys who are ready for their opportunity, but I know it's not easy putting people in the right spot. So how's the summer been for you, and how's the fall camp been?
The summer was good. The strength and conditioning was either the best or tied for the best since I've been here at Dodge, which, started my 6th year. So, they've been really, really solid as far as their commitment. Our skill kids, like you said, we don't have probably 20 varsity snaps coming back at the quarterback and running back position. All those guys, they may have started on defense, they may be on special teams, but they were not on offense. But then if you go back 2 years, last year we tried to platoon a lot more because we thought we were deeper. But two years ago, a couple of our kids that, were started on offense, and then last year they just went one way on defense. So, they're expecting, to do some very good things for us, and we're hoping to stay healthy and take care of business right there. But as far as accountability and the commitment, by our senior staff, it's been good.
Well, talk about some of those guys that, with those snaps up for grabs on the offensive side, those skill spots. Who stood out to you? Who's impressed you over the summer and fall and kind of stepped up into those roles?
Well, Ty Sheff is going to be our starting quarterback. he is in his third year starting. He started at outside linebacker, which, our outside linebacker on the short side is probably, somebody's safety. But he has 2 years experience there. He's probably started 3 years in basketball. He's played a lot of baseball and started probably 2 of the 3, high school years that he's played. So he's a kid that's used to having the ball in his hands, and he'll be the guy, underneath center and gun. But the running backs are, like Cordell Howard is the kid that started at corner for us last year. Ended up running a 10-10-6 100. Then qualified for state track meet. He will get some reps at a running back. His biggest deal is only weighs about 140 pounds. So what we're hoping is his speed and quickness doesn't get him hit too many times. At the other wing back, there's a couple of sophomores kind of battling that a little bit. But we will also have a couple of seniors. Actually, we've got a senior and a junior at the fullback. Fabian Ortiz is our junior, about 195 pounds. So, but the lights aren't going to be new to him. He's going to be, ready to go. Tough kid, kind of built like a wrestler, even though he does. He's one of the few kids in Dodge that don't, but, he's kind of built like that, 5'8", 5'9", about 195. And the real intriguing piece for us is Tyjor Hook, probably 6'1", about 205 pounds. He was our fastest kid in the 10-yard starts that we did, even at that weight. He's been banged up with ankles or something, so as a senior, he has less experience than our sophomores do. But as an athlete, he's a kid that enjoys contact and has a little bit of speed to go with it. Wide receiver is Johnny Bone, who started at corner last year, started at corner and receiver as a sophomore. So, he has that game experience. And our most experienced, skill guys are probably the 2 tight ends, Adam Kistner and Easton Smith, both of them about 235, 240, and have both kind of split that tight end spot, or we go double tight occasionally, and so they got game time. And then we got three starters on the offensive line that have played a lot and started a little bit.
Well, I was going to get to that offensive line because you have a good collection of athletes, despite maybe them not having all the experience at the positions. But that O-line, I know, in seeing how you've kind of built it up into the fall, you've liked what you're seeing there in terms of that group of guys leading the way, and talk about their development over the summer and how they can be a real big piece for your offense and your team, being able to repeat some of that success from last year.
So the big thing with them is we got 2, Easton Smith, a tight end, and then our right tackle, Rafa, Ojeda. Both those kids are coming off ACL surgery, so they never got full clearance until probably 1st of August. For the first week of August, probably a week or 2 before our camp opened. They're every time that they hesitate on the ground, they kind of worry. Even though they're both wearing braces, they knee surgery. It takes more than that 3 or 4 months or five months of the rehab before they're going to be fully healthy. But they're both out there, and knock on wood, they've been healthy and ready to go. Aldo Reyes is the number 59 for us. Is about a 255-pound guard tackle combo. To me, he's our best lineman, best blocker. He's on our right side, so we're going to run the ball behind him. At the left guard is Nomar Don Juan. He was a starter last year, probably about 220-pound senior. So we got 3 guys that have started, a full year. We got a sophomore center that's scary, and we got a kid that missed last year at left tackle. He missed the whole year. Going to play his first game. So those 2 guys are the ones that we kind of keep that extra eye on, and probably your line coach has got to coach them up just a little bit more than the other guys who have the experience and the knowledge and the ability to communicate on their line calls.
And going into the game this week, you get started with week 1, and this was a game last year. You open at home, and Woodward got that first score, but you guys were able to control the game pretty much the rest of the way and really pull away. So what do you want to see from your unit in this one, your squad, knowing that you are moving around a lot of pieces in the skill spots, but a team you believe you have good athletes on? What do you want them to accomplish week 1 here?
Number one, we want to see how they're going to travel. Being Southwest, Kansas. Every road trip is a journey. By the time you go to Wichita or wherever the heck you're going to go, So number one, I mean, they got to establish a routine of how to prepare for a game, sitting on a 2-hour bus ride, and getting them ready to prepare to play, step off the bus, put your stuff away, go through pregame, and get ready to play the game. So that would be the first step. The second thing is, as far as going trying to find an identity. What are we going to be like on offense? In my, I've coached high school football for 40 years, and 19 as head coach. We've always tried to be semi-balanced as far as pretty much 50-50. So we got to figure out if we're good enough to be 50-50, or if we've got to lean one way or the other. Try to lean on those guys that got the varsity experience, and hopefully for first game special teams don't turn out to be your Achilles heel. But those are the things that we're concerned about probably the most right now. Is probably special teams, because we haven't done anything live. We had the jamboree last week with no special teams, and then in practice, you're going ones on twos, so you don't know what type of looks you're going to get. So special teams, I think we can maybe hit a home run every now and then with our return guys. And I know by last week, you guys ran one back to the house on the kickoff return. So they got to be good, got to be solid.
With that, we thank Coach O'Neill for his time and insights. And on the other side of the break, we continue along in the Boomer Football Pregame Show on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Woodward still your tri-state leader in still.
On Boomer TV Z92, as not a bad night. I mean, cloudy, rain stops, it's a little cool, but it's about a perfect night for some high school football, as Boomers got their cheering section, if you will. The band lined up, the cheerleaders, as they're getting ready to be introduced, and both teams get that last moment out of the locker room. The captains getting ready for Dodge City and Woodward. As for the Boomers tonight, your captains will be Cash Carter, Colt Moore, Baylor Short, and Luke Talbot. The four there. So, a senior, a couple of juniors, a few juniors, I should say, for the Boomers as captains. For Dodge City, they will go with the captains of. Let's see here. Just a second. Ty Sheck, the senior. Those in just a second. There we go. As well as Adam Kisner. As well as I believe I might have you listening in here for the quarantine.
All right, you guys have been playing football long enough. You know when the play's over, okay? Push up off the ground, not the ball carrier, okay? When the play's over, be smart, go back to your huddle. You're the visiting team tonight. The center's butt is tails, the blue is heads. The blue is heads, the center's butt is tails. All right? What's your call going to be? Tails. What's his call? Tails. The call is tails. Back up so it doesn't get your feet. The call is tails. The call is tails. And it is tails. Do you remember what your coach told you to do? Defer. That's right. White has won the toss, the first and the second half. You guys want the ball? Where do you guys want to kick from? Okay, you come over here.
It looks like Dodge City won the toss.
It is Dodge City that has won the coin toss, so deferred. That means Woodward will receive to start the ball game. As Dodge City wearing the away white uniforms, the red pants, the red helmets for the Demons, and the red numbers outlined in some black spread trimming on their jerseys as well. For the Boomers, the home black uniforms with the gold pants, the gold numbers and text, the black helmets with the gold W for the Boomers. So, here in a final quick look down there on the sideline before we pop back up. How our captions look, are we ready to go tonight?
They're ready to go for sure. All of us said was their name that they were told, and we're ready to go.
With Coach O'Neill, if you heard there, Coach O'Neill talk about it, this is really going to be a game for Dodge City where they're trying to see what they're kind of made of. You know, bringing a lot of different guys to new positions, guys that have been on the team. But, you know, it all starts with Ty Sheck, the 6-foot senior. Great athlete, multi-sport guy at basketball, baseball. He's a shortstop, leadoff hitter there. Basketball was a leading scorer this past season. Really is described as their best athlete. Had some bad injuries really last year. It kind of kept him off the football field. Was a bit healthier into the winter in spring sports. But this is a guy that they think can sling it as well. And, of course, with that baseball background, that will definitely help. As far as the ball carriers for Dodge City, they've got a few guys in terms of options. We've heard about Tajor Hook being the main guy, the senior. He's solid, 6'1", 205. Going to be one of those guys that if he gets going early, that could be interesting for Dodge City. We've got a couple of others as well they're looking at, maybe as Luis Perez Martinez, a sophomore, 6 foot, another solid athlete there, but, you know, on the younger side, the Max Hernandez saw some limited time last season. Played more on JV, but was a first-team all-league baseball player for the Demons. He is a junior and will be a guy that we'll have to keep an eye on. As far as our past coaches, you heard Coach O'Neill talk about Johnny Bone. That's one on the smaller side, 5'8", 170, but a great track athlete, a good sprinter for Dodge City, so he's a guy that they might be trying to go to early and often as well. As for the Boomers, we saw it last week for Woodward how really, you know, the big thing was trying to execute Ely on that offensive side, trying to get things moving consistently. And we did that for a couple drives, but now I think the coaching staff really wants to be able to do it throughout 4 quarters.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that we seen last week was the coaches trying to stick with what was working. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Them stairs a little steep.
Hey, those will kill a healthy man, I promise you.
But we saw so much consistency last week compared to, you know, what we've seen last year multiple times. So this is a big week for our confidence. Last week we thought we had it. So this week's a big game for our confidence, not to try to keep that winning pedigree as they run out and the big W coming across the field and all these cheerleaders.
And the band members, of course, hyping them up on this cool, crisp night at Boomer Field and carrying the big W for the Woodward Boomers. Titan Fields, a junior, leading out the charge. So you love to see that. Has the big W flag. It's black with the gold W. And, of course, powering Boomer sports this season. Cannot do it without, goodness, that in a second. You ever get too many papers, Ely? You just, you get stacked up on those papers.
Growing up, Tyler, I kind of learned about organization.
What are you trying to say, sir?
Nothing.
Oh,
no,
goodness.
you're doing great. You're doing great.
But no, really, as we look to those final keys tonight, Ely, what do you think the Boomers got to be able to do to not only compete, but to try to pull off the upset here?
Stay composed is the biggest thing, because a lot of times we see this high come across for Woodward. They do something really great. Defense gets a big stop, or they get a big play going down the field, and the next play kind of bites them in the foot, kind of reaction, acting like you've been there, just doing the small things, because we saw a lot of the big things improve last week.
Yep.
Just those small things, keeping away from those penalties, not doing costly, like when Cash Carter tried to throw the ball away, couldn't get it out, that was an interception. Just try to avoid the little things like that. And I think we'd be in good shape. Give the defense some time to get some air, and I think that'll be a big step towards getting the first win.
And of course, powering Boomer Sports this season is Bank of Western Oklahoma, Vance Auto Group, Pioneer Broadband Services, Sealing State Bank, State Farm with Grain Matthews, and as well as Woodward Steel and High Plains Tire. Could not do it without them. And then for the Boomers, back deep to return, we'll have Jake Graff on the far hash to us. Or the right hash to those watching, or between those, I should say, about the 5-yard line, and then Colt Moore on the left side. And kicking off for the Demons will be number 22, Kyson Bogner, a sophomore, standing at 5'8", 160. And this is one thing that Coach O'Neill was talking about last for their Jamboree week. You don't get to do special teams live. So this will be the first time for Dodge City that get to do the special teams live. And if you're Woodward, saying, hey, we had a kick return last week, we'll see how Dodge City approaches it.
Yeah, and if anyone knows how detrimental special teams can be, it's you and I. I mean, we see it all the time. Woodward's done a really good job the last few years in special teams.
As Bogner's set, his guys are set, Woodward is set. Crowd getting into it. He's got the whistle, hand in the air. And gets his jog going, and we are toe to leather and away and rolling in Boomer Stadium. Running up to field this is Colt Moore. Fields it about the 10-yard line, bounces it to the outside to the 20, 25, and then a good open field tackle for Dodge City made by Azizi Reyes-Ubana, the sophomore.
There you go. Touchback +1 there. If he would have just taken the knee, we'd only been 1 yard, but hey, we'll take the extra yard.
Well, and Colt, you're never going to get him to kneel it down probably if he thinks he's got a shot, because he knows he's got that speed, and that's how it rolls. So 26-yard line for the Boomers is well where they will begin. They're 0-26, 11:53 first quarter. As Cash Carter leads the offense, Jake Graff will be with him on his right. Got a couple on the right side, one to the left of us. As Carter takes the snap, hands off inside to Graff and runs into a bit of a wall to start. Got a little forward progress, but got pushed back by that Dodge City defensive line. We're seeing some chippiness already between those guys up front for the Demons. Some big boys, Aldo Reyes, the senior. He's kind of the one that Coach O'Neill targeted out, and he made the difference there for Dodge City.
That he did, and Woodward started. They tried to start the game the exact way with that same up the gut run. Worked well last week, and like they said, the O-line did their job, just couldn't get the separation for him.
So make it 2nd and 9 for the Boomers. First offensive play of the game, 1-yard gain by Jake Graff. It is Cash Carter in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Man in the backfield, Graff to his right, motions out of the backfield. Now it's a keeper by Carter, but firing through for Dodge City. Hold him up, push him back is Fabian Ortiz. The junior fired through, looked like he was almost unblocked and plugged that up for no gain.
It's a good couple of plays there for if you're Dodge City. First 2 plays, you allow -1 yards, can't complain there.
So forces a 3rd and 9 for Woodward on their first drive. We'll see how the Boomers approach this. Didn't pass last week until a little later in that first drive. After about 4 or 5 plays, did find a great connection from Cash Carter to Colt Moore. I'm sure Moore will be highlighted by Dodge City tonight. So he's got Johnny Bone matched up with him, the senior. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Man in the backfield is Graft. In motion goes Colin Bourne. They fake the handoff. Cash looking for the quick pass to Talley. Gets it complete, but quickly there for Dodge City again. Making a good tackle was Cordell Howard, the senior. Not the biggest guy, 5'8", 140, but he flew in there and corralled Luke Talley for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job of shedding that block. Looked like the pulling guard put on a good block, just was able to get around it right there.
So that'll be a 3 and out for Woodward. As in steps Jay Graff to punt this away. Dodge City with a couple different returners. So we got Johnny Bone and Howard back to return. Bit of a low snap. High kick by Graff. Good carry on this one. And it will be fielded by Bone. At about the 42. Gets a little bit of a block. Cuts up field. 40 into opposing territory. Down to the 30 before he's taken down at about the 28-yard line. A great return from Johnny Bone. And again, 5'8", 170. A track guy. Showed a little bit of that speed.
Yeah, he sure did. He got up there quick. But, hey, if you're Woodward, don't overreact here. Your defense has done this many times. Just get a stop here. Maybe try to force 3 and see what you can do.
So Dodge City begins their drive on the Woodward 28 with 9:27 left in the first quarter. No score. As leading the offense, Ty Scheck, the athlete, the multi-sport guy, the senior leader. So being the gun, 2 receivers each side. Man goes in motion across the formation. A little jet touch pass as it's Howard taking it upfield. Gets across the 20 inside to the 19-yard line. So nearly a first down for Dodge City. A gain of 9 on the touch pass.
You mentioned their offense, not something you see as a wide receiver jet sweep, first play of the game. So, like you said, Dodge City will hit you with anything.
Yeah, I call it the kitchen sink, essentially. We've seen wing tee out, we've seen shotgun. See now we've got a power formation here under center with 2 backs, a down back. It's Scheck handing off to his man. Reyes able to cut it upfield to the 15, has the first down and tackle down about the 13-yard line for Dodge City. And they're going to hit you, on some of those gaps, right, where they're just going to find a gap, they're going to lead block into it, and you got to be ready for it.
Yeah, you can't expect anything if you're the Boomers. You just got to play to your assignments, stay home, don't be fooled by anything, and just be ready for literally anything.
And again, under center for Scheck. A couple of them in the backfield now. Some motion by Dodge City. They flip the strong side to the right side. Got 1 receiver out right. And Scheck handing off again. And again to Howard this time. Jukes to have a tackle or 2 and gets inside the 10-5. And he's got the touchdown. As for Dodge City, Cordell Howard, the senior, a couple quick moves, and he got the score from 13 yards out.
That was good blocks downfield by the Demons. And obviously you get some good blocks, and the guy with speed, not a lot you can do after that. Good first drive there for the Demons. See how the Boomers can react.
So just a minute off the clock for Dodge City. Did have that short field, ultimately 3 plays, covers 28 yards. And will be Bogner ready to kick this extra point, the sophomore. As kick up, and that looks like it's got plenty of distance. It is. It is good for Dodge City as they take the early 7-0 lead on the 13-yard run by Cordell Howard for the Demons. And this is, some last year, Ely, that run game for Dodge City was consistent throughout the night last time around.
Yeah, that it was. When you're not getting touched till 4 or 5 yards downfield, it helps. And the biggest thing with Dodge City, they can lull you to sleep, yet you're awake the whole time through everything that comes with it. Right. And then they hit you with the fake, and they do a good job of switching things up. If you got the kids that can handle that thing, it's a good way to do your offense, keep the defense guessing. So that's just something, if you're the Boomers, you have to deal with it and figure it out.
Heritage, trust, respect, those are the things that make Great Plains Bank great. Deep roots across Oklahoma and Texas, they are in touch with the communities in which their customers live and work. Great Plains Bank, powering Boomer sports this season. So 7-0 Dodge City with the early strike, had the short field, able to take advantage of it as they go 3 plays, 28 yards. Cordell Howard, the 13-yard rush. And now Woodward will have another chance on the offensive side. We'll see if they elect to throw it a little bit further downfield. We saw a short throw on 3rd down the last drive after a couple runs.
Getting a little deja vu right here.
As is Bogner getting set, has a kickoff team ready. Graff and Moore back deep, and this time they try to target Graff, but Moore is able to get it just inside the 10, about the 9, cuts it up to the right side, trying to follow some blocks, gets corralled by a host of Demons, about 4 or 5 of them there on the special teams. They'll tackle them at about the 15-yard line. So Dodge City, Coach Neal's worried about the special teams. So far, they've been crisp.
They have been good. Two good kickoff defense teams, and then obviously the 40-yard return there on the punt. Good job there for the Demons so far. Let's see if the Boomers can find something quick here, get some confidence, get some steam rolling, and not avoid a second long.
So it is 1st and 10 for Woodward. They gave Colt Moore the 16-yard line. So a little forward progress, and that's where Woodward begins their second drive of the night. As it is, Carter in the gun, Graff to his left, 2 receivers left, as well as an up man, a tight end. Everything stacked to the open side of the field. The handoff inside to Graff, and Mint in the backfield again, and dragged down for a loss of a couple, and making the tackle for Dodge City is Mr. Reyes once again. He is a big low there, listed at 250 pounds, and he is exerting that force right now.
That he is, and aside from him, the other guys on the defensive line, especially on the edges, they'll get you with their speed. Not the biggest guys, but just getting back there super fast. So credit to them.
Some of those guys, Easton Smith, Gavin Kelly on that end. And you got your linebackers of Reyes, Kisner, and Ortiz for the Demons. As it'll be Carter in the gun. 2nd and 12, 7:35 left in the first quarter. Motions Graff out of the backfield, slings it to him, trying to follow a block. Good block on the edge. He cuts up to the 20 and able to fall forward for a few. It was Colin Bourne with that edge block. He was getting pushed back a little bit, but boy, he was able to hold his ground. And it winds up being the first solid game of the night for the Boomers as it gets its way to, looks like, the 23-yard line. Still a little short of the first.
That it is, but without Colin Bourne, we're inside our own 10-yard line, so got to give him some credit no matter what. He's a little shaken up there, so but good block there. It's 3rd and manageable now.
3rd and 4 for the Boomers as the clock ticks to 7 minutes left first quarter. They trail 7-0 to the Demons. Second drive for Woodward. As it's Carter in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Man in the backfield, Graff flanking his right. To Carter, looking for the quick pass over the middle. It is intercepted by Dodge City. And on the return is Kisner. Adam Kisner Sr. saw it, ready for the inside slant. He picks it off and gets it to the 16-yard line, and that's where Dodge City takes over inside the Woodward red zone.
Yeah, that's great instincts by Kisner. Not his assignment. Saw the ball coming up. I don't believe Cash Carter ever seen him. The slot receiver had a step. Just Kisner stepped right in front of it, made a good play.
Kind of one of those late sinks by Kisner, as you would call it. Kind of acted like he was maybe more upfield and then dropped back.
Great reaction time too. I mean, he was about 3 yards from the ball, still able to bring it in. So
Dodge City takes over possession with 6:40 left first quarter at the Woodward 16 after the interception by Adam Kisner. And for Dodge City, going with a little bit of a new quarterback, the senior Mason Phelps. So we're seeing 2 quarterbacks, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Man goes in motion across formation, and Phelps takes himself on the keeper, has a decent block, gets up to the 10, and finally tripped down by, it looks like, Baylor Short, able to finally down him. A decent gain on first down for Dodge City, calling game 7.
Good recovery there from Short. At the beginning of the play, he fell down trying to cut up, still able to get back up and save a touchdown.
Phelps was starts at safety, and his backup quarterback was JV quarterback all last year. So 2nd and about 3. Sheck back in at quarterback under center. Everybody in tight in that wing tee. Look, and Sheck fumbles the snap, and who's got it? It's a fight for it on the ground. It's a scrum. Did the Boomers get a break or no? The refs are trying to figure it out, and it is, they say Dodge City ball. So Sheck able to fall back on it, and Bowen Morton was the guy that was trying to dive on it for the Boomers. Regardless of being a loss of 2.
Regardless of how you look at it, that's still a loss of down for the Demons, so good job there for the Boomers. Unfortunate for the Demons. Wishing the Boomers could have fell on it, but now just get a stop on 3rd down. Try to block a punt, or a kick.
So 3rd and about 4, they'll say, from the 10-yard line. Again, Sheck under center, a bit more of a wishbone formation. 1 man left and almost a jump by the Boomers. And it's a handoff inside and cutting up to the 5-yard line. Has the first for Dodge City. Does. That would be Mr. Aziz Reyes Ubanda. That is a low there, but he gets his first carry of the game and makes it 1st and goal for Dodge City. Got a gain of 6. They're going to see multiple carries. 5 4:10 left in the first quarter. Dodge City threatening again. They put a man motion to Scheck, but hands off to his fullback, and Boomer's able to stand him up and push him back on the carry. Fabian Ortiz, the junior, stood up. Did get a gain of a couple. It'll be a second and goal from the 1-yard line.
It's a good job there from Mason Arnold. Two Boomers were tackling the runner, and then Mason Arnold came in there and finished the business to keep him out of the end zone.
Finish the business. I like it. I like it. 4:45 left first quarter. Dodge City threatening as they lead 7-0. Second and goal from the 1. As they go with that tight look, one receiver out to the left. Scheck under center. Has a couple backs to the backfield behind him. And Scheck, the quick snap, handoff again to Ortiz. And he is into the end zone. Plunges through a couple of blocks. And this time Fabian Ortiz on the score from 2 yards out for Dodge City. So the Demons have taken advantage of a couple quick short fields in this first quarter as they extend their lead with 4:28 remaining in the frame.
Run game is so lethal for the Demons. Can hit you with so many different looks. It's just something that's hard to stop, hard to adjust to.
5-play, 2-minute, and 12-second drive for Dodge City as Bogner on for the extra point. The sophomore was good on his first attempt. Snap, put down, almost blocked by the Boomers, but Bogner powers it through nice and high. So 14-0 in favor of Dodge City in this first quarter. M&D Enterprises and Lawnmower Shop for your best lawn, porch, or patio. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you've always dreamed of. Locations in Woodward, Canton, and Weatherford. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop powering Boomer Sports this season. Well, in Ely so far, the weather's sold up. It's nice, cool, and crisp, but now the Boomers got to take advantage. They got to get something going here on this offensive side.
Yeah, you got to find something that Dodge City's not looking for. So far, they've kind of been running what they were running last week, and you would assume Dodge City's ready for that kind of thing. They've been looking at Woodward for 5 months now. You know,
pretty much. Yeah.
We've only got about a week on them, so they've done their film. They've watched what they need to watch. So we got to try to catch them off guard. And credit to them, they're playing good defense. They're on their toes. Woodward's just got to find a gap.
Oh, and that's the thing with Coach O'Daly. He's a state champion head coach. At Scott City before, and a guy that's been around a long time. He's going to have his guys ready to play. It's a good test for Woodward early in the season. As Bogner ready for another kickoff. Here's the whistle, jogs to it. And this one into the middle of the field. Moore steps up to field it about the 8-yard line. Tries to bounce out to the right side. And again, Dodge City just blowing through those blocks. And they tackle him inside the 15. That time for Dodge City making the tackle was Ray Soch, the sophomore, starting at corner and is one of the backup quarterbacks.
I'm going to let you stick to the enunciation tonight, Tyler.
You go over them and you write them down and you make sure you try to practice them a little bit. That's where we're at. So
you're doing great. You're doing great.
1st and 10 for Woodward on their third drive of the game. Had the pick the last time out. 4:23 left first quarter. They will start it from their own 13-yard line. See what Cash Carter and crew could do with it. As it'll be Carter in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 right. In the backfield is Graff. Play clock down to 3. Puts a man in motion. Gets the snap off. It's Moore in the motion. They'll get to him out in the flat. Trying to get a lead blocker ahead. And Dodge City with a couple guys on him. Gets back to line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard before a couple of Dodge City Demons on the tackle.
That was a good pursuit there from Cordell Howard, 5'8", 140. Colt got some speed, but just couldn't quite get around that edge. But like I said, good pursuit there from Howard.
And Mason Phelps also there to try to finish that tackle, the senior, at the safety spot. So 2nd and 10, let's say 2nd and 9. They did give Colt a yard of progression. 3:50 left in the first quarter as Woodward trails 14-0.
That Mason Arnold I see coming out of the huddle?
Yeah, it looks good to see. Yeah, at one of the receiver spots. Try to identify that number. Looks like also would be Harley Alexander. Boomer's going for a deep shot. Going for Colt Moore, and what an interception, hauling it in. Cordell Howard went one-on-one with Colt Moore down the left side. Got Cash Carter tried to put it up there. They got to about the 50, and Howard was able to adjust his body and haul that in for a pick. That was a tough one for either guy, and Howard came up with the better of it.
That's not something you see very often when you're one-on-one with Colt Moore, but that was an acrobatic catch. Tip your hat. I'm kind of in disbelief right now.
That was a high-level body control by Cordell Howard, the senior. He's only 5'8", 140, but boy, he had some ups getting up.
Yeah, I think we heard him hit the ground from up here. I mean, he got up. Good catch.
So Dodge City takes it over at their own 48-yard line as they try to extend their lead. They lead 14-0 with 3:28 left first quarter. Sheck under center, a couple down backs and receivers out. He fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Sheck under some pressure by Colin Bourne and just slips down Bourne and Bowen Morton as well, bearing down on Ty Sheck and forced the big loss.
There we go, kind of a trick play there from the Demons. Woodward able to stay with it. Colin Bourne kept his assignment, didn't give the quarterback anywhere to go, and as you mentioned, Bowen Morton there as well.
We'll give that officially to Colin Bourne on the sack, but Morton in good pursuit as well. So
secondary, good job of being there for the wheel route.
Yes,
across the side
on the play action. So loss of 10, ball back to the 38-yard line in Demon territory. So they've got 2nd and 20. Sheck now in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. He'll roll out to the right side that's loaded. In pursuit again is Bourne, and a low pass knocked away by Trip Bates as he was getting out to defend on Cordell Howard. So make it 3rd and long now for the Demons.
I didn't know Bowen Morton was that fast. He was catching up there with
Trip Bates. Or you're talking about catching up with Sheck?
Yeah, catching up with Sheck.
He
almost had him, know, making him uncomfortable.
Yes.
Good 2 plays there from the Boomer defense.
Bowen's got a little speed to him. Don't let him playing linebacker, D-line, and center fool you. He's got some speed to him. So 3rd and 20 for Dodge City with 2:44 remaining first quarter. They do lead 14-0. Sheck in the gun, 2 receivers each side, a man in the backfield. Sheck back to pass once again. Scanning, looks to the short left side. It is caught, but slung out of bounds quickly for not going to be a gain back to the original line of scrimmage as Cash Carter making that tackle for the Boomers. And on the catch for Dodge City was, looks like Johnny Bone. So a gain of 9 officially forces 4th and 11.
Look back at some of the things we saw last week. So one thing that we saw all game last week was good job of our secondary. They didn't allow much going on, and right there, 3 passes, not a lot of success there for the Demons. So secondary doing their job here in the early part of the season.
So punt coming for Dodge City, and that one hung in the air. Moore back to return it. Takes a bit of an awkward bounce. It looks like Moore's just going to let it roll as it gets inside the 15-yard line. We do have a flag come out late in that one. And on the punt, look like Xavier Carrillo, sophomore. Let's see what the flag is.
Didn't see anything from the naked eye, so.
Yeah, and at that time, when they threw the flag, Colt Moore had already backed off the ball. Oh, okay, just the sideline warding against Woodward. So won't have any worries about moving the ball back. But it will start inside the 15. It looks like actually the 11 is where they'll get it for Woodward in terms of starting this drive.
One thing you got to do if you're Woodward is don't count yourself out. Defense just got a big stop. You drive down here, you put up 7. You're right back in this thing. So
absolutely,
stay composed, see what you can do, find something that works, and stick with it.
For Cash Carter, you want to see some confidence built by him. Unfortunately, Dodge City has made a couple plays on him in this first quarter, so we'll see what he can do maybe to rebound from that. It is Carter in the gun, Graff beside him at running back, and 2 receivers on that left side. Up man, a tight end. Carter looking for the quick pass, pump fakes. Now thinking about the deep shot instead, going to try to pull it down and just throws it away. Nobody there. Colt Moore was covered over the top that time by Cordell Howard, who had the interception a moment ago.
Good decision there from Carter. You obviously want to make that big play, but you also got to realize when you throw that thing downfield, what can come with it. You throw it into double coverage. You throw it into these guys who obviously can catch the ball really well. So good decision there to just say, hey, let's take the next down.
So 2nd and 10 for the Boomers. 2:18 remaining first quarter. Trying to find that momentum as they trail 14-0. Boomers taking their time in the hole. They break it with 12 on the play clock. Carter will have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man in the backfield, it is Graff. Takes the snap, hand off inside to Graff, trying to find a hole. Does fight forward to the 15-yard line, so a decent gain on 2nd down. Make it 3rd and 6. That time a little sliver of a hole, so that's, if you're the Boomers, you want to be able to get that run game consistent. It takes that pressure off the passing game.
4 yards on an inside run, you'll take it every time. You get 4 yards every play, hey, you'll win every game, so don't complain there. If you're the Boomers, just sucks to happen to be on second down.
Right. Still sets up a third man. As we get down to minute 45 left first quarter. Break the huddle with 15 on the play clock. Carter in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 right, and Graff flanking his left side. In the backfield. Takes the snap. Looks initially left, now looks to the right. Got some pressure bearing down on him and tried to float it out to Graff. Now as well high. Had to angle it high to get it over the head of a couple of defenders. Reyes, no surprise, in the backfield for Dodge City. That is a load of a man, and he's having an effect early in this game.
Yeah, the D-line there for the Demons just kind of got through as soon as they wanted to right there. Carter, not enough time to make a decision. Ultimately just had to throw it away and try again next time. So
4th and 6 for Woodward. Forces the punt as Jay Graff on. Also Gavin Kelly, a senior, one of those fast defensive ends you mentioned. He's not big, 5'10", 165, but uses some of that speed. So Graff corrals the snap, steps into it. Another solid punt here, but it's going to go right to Howard, who's going to be able to try to return this one. Able to break 1 tackle, but the Boomers get on him pretty quick. A short return. Still, though, Dodge City will start in Boomer territory, it looks like, at the 39-yard line.
Good job there from Brody Province. He saved it all. He stopped his momentum. Didn't make the tackle himself, but definitely slowed him down and helped all the other Boomers get to him.
So we'll see how Dodge City goes on this drive. They've been successful with the run so far. Last time out, tried to get some passes going. Boomers defended those well with some pressure. Got a sack even. And that's the thing. I wonder how much they're going to try to get Ty Sheck comfortable, maybe throwing the ball a few times, because that's something Dodge City did well last year when they needed to, was be able to pass the ball. Sheck in the gun. 2 receivers left. Running back flanking them, and a tight end on the right side. The motion man around. It is Howard. It's now receiver each side. And taken by Sheck, and a flag before then. And it is a false start, they say, on Dodge City. So move it back 5 yards.
I kind of seen the right guard jolt a little bit right before, so I knew that one was coming.
That's kind of those week 1 things, right? We saw a little bit from Woodward last week where your timing's a little off. You're still trying to get the timing in the live action.
That happens in the pros. That happens no matter what it is. That week, you're always nervous no matter who you are.
So 1st and 15 for Dodge City now from the Woodward 44. Sheck this time under center. Has a couple backs behind him, a couple tight ends, 1 receiver left. As they go with the handoff inside. And that'll be Ortiz trying to drag the pile a little bit. Does get a few yards to the 41-yard line. Call it a gain of 3.
Job there from Levi Harris. He got a hold of him before the back ever crossed the line of scrimmage. He did power forward for a few, but good job there, Levi Harris, to kind of get there quick.
Low man wins on that. Harris has had some good history being able to be that guy. As the clock ticks under a minute in this first quarter, down to 50 seconds, Dodge City does lead 14-0. They're trying to drive on the Boomers. Sheck in the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Man flanking his right side of the backfield. Puts a receiver in motion. A little movement from Dodge City. The fans are trying to call it, and I think
we might have a timeout.
Yeah, we do have a timeout granted to Dodge City, they say, before any potential penalty there for the Demons. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty. They are Oklahoma's real estate and land auction experts. Smith & Co. is your number 1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate needs. Call them 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering Boomer Sports this season.
Past couple of drives here, Boomers doing a good job of making the Demons play behind the sticks. We saw last time, got that sack, I believe, on first down. Ultimately ended up punting it back to us. Same thing here, 2nd and 12. It's just a good sign because if you get behind the sticks, no matter if you get good yardage, it's hard to get that first down again. So good job from the Boomers to come out strong here.
Well, and this is a team, to your point, Ely, that generally their bread and butter is going to be in that run game. And coming from a place where the run game was super important with your class, it's not easy to turn around and try to air it out when you are behind the sticks.
It isn't either, but like you mentioned earlier, trying to get that pass game figured out, it's a good thing to be able to do something even though you don't have to when they need to be able to throw it. So it's good for them to try to get the pass game going, but these Boomers don't really let passes get by them. So 2nd and 12 here, see what the Demons can do.
35 seconds left in the quarter as Dodge City does lead 14-0, but the Boomers trying to bow up as they've got that 2nd and 12 right now. Ball is on the Boomer 41-yard line. It's checking the gun for the Demons. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Now puts a man in motion across the formation. Is Reyes, but they hand off inside to Ortiz. This time he's got a couple lead blocks ahead. Has the first down across the 30 and taken down about the 25-yard line. Looked like Mason Arnold in on the tackle to make sure that Ortiz did not get any further. But that's the thing. It's that quick run game. They get a couple lead guys out, and when it works, boy, it looks good.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. When you have pulling guards, pulling tackles, guys out in front of you, if they lay those couple of blocks, it's usually a really good result. But sometimes if they don't, those things can be bad.
Dodge City does not have to snap it, but they do for them. First quarter, blowing it up the backfield as Bowen Morton fired through there and able to take down Reyes, who was trying to escape, and it's a big loss, and that's how we end the first quarter as Woodward does trail Dodge City 14-0 after 1 here at Boomer Stadium. We'll step aside for a quick break. It is Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all.
Two times there, you just thought that play was blown up, and then he becomes the athlete that he is and makes a great throw, back shoulder off balance throw, right on the money. So nothing but credit.
So get him down to the 5-yard line. 25-yard game for Dodge City. 1st and goal. As is Sheck under center. 11:23 left in the half. They lead 14-0. A little bit of a false start there by Dodge City. A few linemen jumped early.
Yeah, they all immediately knew it. As soon as Sheck got the ball, it kind of just slaps it a little bit. But back to that last play. Still, Boomers did a good job for probably 10 seconds in the secondary. After so long, someone's going to get open. So that's all the quarterback there, even from the defensive line. We're able to get good pressure. Just good play from the quarterback.
Well, it's a senior to senior in that sense, even though Sheck hasn't played a ton of quarterback. I mean, just those two seniors know each other well. And
he's played a lot of football.
That he has. So 1st and goal this time from the 10. And it's a handoff inside and busting through the hole for the touchdown. The man we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Ty Jorah Hook. His first carry, 6'1", 205-pound senior. And boy, he blew through that offensive line with some speed, some power.
Yeah, and he might. 205 might be a little light. He's a pretty broad kid. Got hit in the backfield, just kind of shucked it off. He's a big kid, a lot of speed.
So 11:05 left in this second quarter as Dodge City extends their lead, trying to go up 21-0. As that drive a little bit over 2 minutes. As is Bogner with the extra point. Again, almost the Boomers getting to it, but he does get it through and makes it 21-0 in favor of Dodge City.
I think that got tipped.
It looked like it. I mean, it looked a little sidewinder, so. But Wagner still, the sophomore, able to power through it. From residential and commercial glass to auto glass, doors, and mirrors, Northwest Glass has you covered. They do it all with expert care and quality service. Stop by 611 Texas Avenue in Woodward or give them a call at 580-256-4324. Northwest Glass, powering Boomer Sports this season. So Woodward falls down 21-0 to Dodge City in this home opener, early second quarter. But, again, and we've talked about this plenty, non-district contests. If you're Woodward, trying to go out and execute. We've seen some things tonight so far where had a couple good gains, but, Dodge City has answered with some good defensive plays of their own. Ely, how do you try to drum up some success here for Woodward? The run game right now, trying to get that going, just haven't been there. Dodge City's D-line's been on it.
It's a great question. We've kind of seen Woodward try what they've done. And like we said, we've seen a couple good run plays. Had a tough time getting the pass game going. Yeah. Maybe try to get some quick screens blocked up well. We've seen a couple of those. Short slant routes, maybe try some of those. Just try something new.
And Wagner going for another kickoff as the rain, maybe a little light here. As Colt Moorfield's about the 15, trying to follow some blocks. Ooh, chopped down after he gets across the 20. Making a good tackle on the open field was Reyes Och for Dodge City.
Demons might be getting a little lucky. Normally Colt Moore can break one out, but they're doing a great job finding him.
Well, and the blocks are there, but it's trying to make that man miss. You got Dodge City kind of coming from out of left field. It seems like they get off those blocks that last second to make the open field tackle.
Yeah, that and the kick has a lot of height and gives the team a lot of time to get down there. So the kicker may have more implications than we think so.
So Woodward takes it over at their own 23-yard line. 1st and 10. As Carter in the gun. 2 receivers. To his left, 1 to his right, short side. Man the backfield graph. As they work left to right across your screen or your radio dial. Carter back to pass. Shakes out of a potential sack. Now going to try to pull it down and run. Had some pressure. Gets across 25-30 and across the 32-yard line to the 33 before he steps out of bounds. It is a first down.
It's a great play.
To be right on it, I should say. Go ahead.
It's a great play there from Carter. He kind of.
They do give him the first.
He shucks off a couple defenders trying to get the sack and then takes a big hit from his teammate Irvin Vega. Still is able to shake that one off, get a good run there.
Showing a little bit of that speed and a little bit of that awareness, like I said. I mean, that's not easy to shake off a D lineman in the backfield, especially some of the big guys that Dodge City has. So 1st and 10 for Woodward at their own 33, their first down of the game, I believe. As it's Carter in the gun, receiver each side. Graff in the backfield has an up man tight end. They hand it off inside to Graff, but not much doing there as Dodge City just stacking those gaps and a host of demons all over that. No gain for Graff. Reyes leading the way there and then stacking into it for Dodge City as well. Guys like Easton Smith as well firing in there. A couple linebackers.
Negative play there, but want to give some flowers to Trey. How do you say the last name?
Oyasarota.
Yeah, he had his defender about 20 yards downfield and had him on the ground, so let's give him some flowers still.
And that's a kid you want to talk about has an athletic frame and is still learning, how to play into that. At the left tackle spot. A loss of a yard, they say officially for Graff. Didn't give him the line of scrimmage. Carter in the gun looking for the quick pass in the flat. Has it to his man and tackled in the backfield, though, for a loss. As he was chopped down, that was Mason Brown, the freshman, getting a little action. And unfortunately had a defender right in his face as soon as he caught it. Back to the 30-yard line.
Good play design there from the Boomers. Just Demons so quick to get to the ball, have good instincts.
Something that Dodge City has done well tonight. That open field tackling has been there. Haven't really seen Woodward be able to shake them. So 3rd and 13, they say. With 9 minutes left in the first half, Dodge City does lead Woodward 21-0. And it looks like we are getting a little light sprinkle from the lights here. So see plenty of umbrellas out, hoodies. Everybody getting covered up on a bit cooler, chilly night, if you will, in September.
A lot of bodies, though. A lot of supporters.
3rd 13, Boomers go with a little reverse pitch to Colt Moore, trying to get to that edge. Stiffs on one man up to the 35, but drugged down again in the open field. Great tackle by Mason Phelps. If Moore is able to get out of that tackle, he's got a lot of green grass ahead of him. Still winds up being a gain, but not enough for that first down. as Boomers get it up to the 37-yard line to make it a fourth and about 6, I should say.
As we've mentioned a few times, the Boomers tried a couple new things there on that drive. You saw that kind of tied-in screen pass, that double end around there to Colt Moore, just not able to get one big one to break out.
So Graff will punt again for the Boomers. Another nice high punt. It will be fielded for Dodge City by Howard, and he's trying to break to the right side, gets out of a tackle up to 35-40, and Trip Bates lowers the shoulder and knocks him out of bounds. But not before Howard does get across the 40-yard line to about the 42.
Trip Bates knocked him all the way to the track. He hit him hard.
He caught him on that angle and knocked him out of bounds. Dodge City does take over with 7:55 left in that second quarter, as the Demons lead 21-0. They do mark it at the 43 is what they gave them, so that's where the drive begins for Dodge City, their own 43. See if the Woodward defense can find a stop. Dodge City has flexed that run game in this first half, all 3 touchdowns coming from the run. As the Sheck under center, a receiver each side, 2 down backs. And they go with the handoff to the big man Hook as he falls forward for 3, looks like 4 yards for the Demons. And I think you're right earlier talking about that 205, maybe a little, trying to lean him up a little bit because he looks closer to 220. Maybe.
That may be just a little copy and pasted from last year. I don't know. He looks like he's put on a few pounds of muscle.
Well, a guy that didn't get to play for him last year, so he's out here as a senior trying to make the most of it.
That goes back to how senior heavy they were last year. The huddle looks almost completely different.
It does. And they had a lot of size and experience last year. I know Coach O'Neill trying to use these early weeks, same as any team would, to develop some camaraderie here, some chemistry. 2nd and 6 is what they say. Sheck under center. Man goes in motion in the backfield. Howard gets the pitch, trying to cut it upfield. Oh, gets laid hard on the head. Baylor short laid the lumber after about a 2-yard gain. Make it 3rd and 4.
It was a big hit there. I taught him that.
Oh, you taught that, yeah. Short, former Moreland guy, so. But my goodness.
The whole crowd there kind of seen 2 guys in motion at the beginning of or right before the play began. So.
Which would be an illegal shift, be a penalty, but didn't catch it. So still, though, the Boomers responded well, made a short gain. So it sits up that 3rd and 4, 6:40 left in the half. Dodge City does lead 21-0, trying to extend this drive at their own 49 now. Trying to get into Boomer territory. Shack of the gun. And Dodge City burns their 2nd time out of the half. So we've seen that a couple times now. The play clock has run down on them, and they burn their 2nd time out. Heritage, trust, respect. Those are the things that make Great Plains Bank great. With deep roots across Oklahoma and Texas, they're in touch with communities in which their customers live and work. Great Plains Bank, powering Boomer sports this season.
One thing to mention, something I saw when I was down there on the sideline, Baylor Short, we heard last year, or last week per se.
Last week, yes.
Had some trouble with a hand injury.
Mm-hmm.
He is on the field, but he's wearing he's got a club on his right hand. So,
well, and we were curious about that. We didn't see him in the 2nd half, except for that injury, unfortunately, right before the half. And had Brody Providence, a couple guys filling in for him. But it was good to see him healthy this week. And like I said, that club, you can play with that. That could be, a legal weapon, if you will. So, as a defensive guy, it adds to that mystique a little bit, maybe, right?
He wouldn't do that, right?
I mean, hey, as long as it's within the rule book, that's all that counts. So 3rd and 4 for the Demons out of the timeout. A little quick huddle with Coach O'Neill. As Sheck in the gun has Hook in the backfield with him to his left, a receiver to his left side, and a man to the right. So receiver on each side of the formation. Everybody else packed in on that offensive line, couple tight ends on the right. And there's some movement there by Dodge City trying to pull early for the Demons, trying to get out and get the pull was no more Don Juan Alba.
With such a pull-heavy offense and guys that are antsy to pull and make a big block, that's going to happen. They're trying to get that step on the defense. So lucky break there for the Boomers. Now 3rd and long.
Does make it 3rd and 9 for Dodge City with 6:31 left in the half. Demons trying to keep their drive alive to potentially try to extend their 21-0 lead. Taking their time in the huddle. Finally break it with about 13 left on the play clock. It's Ty Sheck. Comley will be in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 left. Man in the backfield is Hook to his left. Now flips Hook to the right side. Down to 1 on the play clock, gets the snap off. Sheck rolls that right side, sees some grass, thinks about taking off. No, throws it to the sideline and too high and out of bounds for his intended target. Was going for Xavier Carrillo, the sophomore, and that one just fired too strong by Sheck.
Colin Bourne a few times has gotten good pressure on the quarterback. That's yet another time he did there. Kind of makes the quarterback uncomfortable. Kind of, you can blame that on the bad throw, so good job there from Bourne.
Well, and it's really tough, to your point, for any quarterback of any level to make those throws on the run. If you can't really sit your feet, you got to rely on, good timing and a good arm. And Sheck's got one, but that timing can be really tough for a guy that's, trying to learn the position, essentially.
That and being right there on the sideline, you have to be perfect when you're across that sideline.
You do. As is Carrillo ready to punt for Dodge City. Back deep is Moore. Carrillo gets it off. Decent carry here. Moore fields at the 25 on the left side. Has a couple blocks. Cuts it upfield. To the 50. Trying to be his man down. Oh, and making the tackle was Mason Phelps. Saved a touchdown as Colt Moore does get across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Moore was seeing that end zone, and Phelps just did enough to shove him out.
You mentioned saving a touchdown, and he did. If he doesn't push him out of bounds, Colt Moore is celebrating 6 right now.
Would have been the second special teams touchdown in as many weeks, almost. So Woodward takes over at the Dodge City 45, best field position they've had tonight to start a drive.
That could be big too here.
Easier in that playbook when you're not so backed up. It's 1st and 10. Cash Carter in the gun, a receiver each side. Graff flanking to his left. And a tight end on the right side of the formation. Not back. Carter looks to his left, back to pass. Has to step up in the pocket, trying to escape some pressure. Puts his shoulder forward, does fight for a couple of yards. Didn't see anything he liked, so he tried to take it upfield and does come up with a gain, albeit a short one. Give him a yard.
That's the biggest thing there, just making sure you're not playing behind the sticks. Obviously, we're not far in front, but we're in front. That's the biggest thing.
Well, and that could be one of the toughest parts for a young quarterback to learn. I mean, this is a guy that started the year quarterback last season with Carter. They kind of shifted him after the Dodge City game, and you saw Ryan Douglas Fisher step in. So Carter didn't get as many reps last season with that as opposed to his freshman year when he had the reins. So now kind of getting back into it. 2nd and 9 for Woodward. 5:30 left in the half as they trail 21-0 to Dodge City. It's Carter in the gun, receiver each side, man in the backfield, Graff. Carter again looking to pass. Looks to the left side, has a break out of it, has a block, trying to step up in the pocket. Now does finally pull it down, but he only gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and they'll call it a loss of 1. Makes it 3rd and 10. Got back to the 45, and just nothing quite there. Dodge City, that secondary looks real tough right now.
Yeah, and the defensive line. Cash Carter had a split second there to make a decision, and then he's got the red helmets coming at him, so he's got to get flushed out. Hard to make a decision then.
That they do. We've talked about it a couple times in this first half for Dodge City. Maybe not the biggest D-line other than, Aldo Reyes, who's a solid 250. The rest of those guys are, built for a bit more speed, trying to get and contain those edges. So 3rd and 10 for the Boomers at the Dodge City 45. A receiver each side, up back in the backfield as well as Graff in the block. And, pulled over was Graff. Rolling out is Carter trying to make a throw to the sideline. Colt Moore, oh my goodness, a toe tip inside the 30 at the 28 and hauls it in. I think that would have been good in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great awareness there from Colt Moore, and I'm sure he watches a lot of NFL caliber wide receivers to know that. But yeah, the toes were in bounds. Good awareness there, and perfect throw from Cash Carter.
I was about to say, we just talked about with Shaq. Got to be perfect on those throws like that, and that was a dot by Cash Carter.
Not a lot of room. You got the sideline, and then on the other side, you've got Dodge City Demons, coming for Colt Moore. So that was perfect right to the chest.
Put it in a spot where really only Moore can make a play on it as they mark him at the 27, so call it a gain of 18.
Now how will the Boomers react here? Good positive play. We've seen this in the past.
4:27 left on the clock in this half. Carter in the gun. Boomers trying to drive as a handoff inside to Graff. Follows a couple blocks, able to fight forward across the 25 to the 22-yard line. Decent run on 1st down.
I love that play. If you're the Boomers coming off 3rd and long, you convert. You're pumped up, but hey, go back to what we know. Inside run right. Jake Graff's done a great job last game. He's had some success this game. Good play call there.
They actually gave him the 21, so call it a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 upcoming. 4 minutes even left in the half. So Woodward trying to get their first score of the game as they trail 21-0. And Ely, Woodward started with the ball at the beginning of the game, but you would love to get some momentum into this halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't matter when you had the ball to begin the game. Ending the half on a touchdown is always good spirits.
So 2nd and 4. It's Carter in the gun, pitches out to Graff on the short side and gets tripped up inside the 20 at about the 19. Short gain makes it 3rd and about 1. Tried to go with a little bit of a, you think we're stacked to the left side, the open side of the field. Try to get him with a quick short side run. Almost successful, but a good open field tackle yet again by Dodge City.
Good decision there from Cash Carter to pitch it, though. I mean, if he doesn't pitch it, we're sitting back on the 25, so still get a positive gain. If I'm the Boomers, I've got 2 downs to get 3 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Down 3 scores, non-district contest. What's to lose? 3rd 2 for Woodward at the Dodge City 19. 2 receivers left, 2 men in the backfield with Carter. Just going to try to power it himself from the gun and keeps driving the pile forward. Gets to the 15-yard line. A couple good blocks in there as well, and it is a first down for Woodward. Gain of 4.
That's something we saw a lot last year. When Cash Carter was at quarterback, we saw him have so much success with that just designed quarterback run up the middle. He's a big, strong kid. He can power himself forward. He's not easy to bring down one-on-one.
Can be built for those short yardage situations. We saw Thursday night football, the NFL season kickoff last night. Obviously, the Eagles, the tush push, they make it famous. So 2:30 left in the half as Dodge City leads 21-0. Boomers in the red zone, though. 1st and 10 at the 15. Carter, another design run, tries to fight forward and does fall over his man at about the 13-yard line. So gain of a couple. The 12, gain of 3. So 2nd and 7 upcoming.
Don't compare him to Jalen Hurts.
I was not trying
Dak
to
Prescott.
do that. Eli, I wasn't trying to rain on your Cowboy dreams. I'm sorry. We entered to 2 minutes left in the half. Woodward again in this red zone. Got a 2nd and 7. Trying to get a bit of momentum right here before the half. And if you could time this out to where Dodge City really doesn't get much time left, they've only got 1 timeout. Dodge City could get this as the last score. Carter in the gun. Snap a touch low, but gets it hand off to Graff, and he's going nowhere this time. Firing in for Dodge City, Fabian Ortiz, the linebacker, got up in there and led the charge to stop up Graff for no gain.
Couple of missed blocks there, but back to what you mentioned, if you can time it up right, can kind of negate a Dodge City offensive drive.
Yeah.
Also, Dodge City hasn't had any success barely passing the ball, so in order for them to get down the field, they would most likely have to pass the ball, and we've seen the Boomers kind of eliminate that.
Minute 15 left in the half. Play clock down to 14 as they break the huddle. Carter in the gun. Couple backs beside him, the receiver each side. Carter with another design run, this time though on the edge. Dodge City able to get past it, and making that stop was Oach, as he just was off that linebacker spot and fired in there. So it'll be 4th and long for the Boomers as the game clock continues to wind down to 45 seconds. See how Woodward wants to play this. We saw Nathan Smith last week as the place kicker have some good umph on his extra points, but he hadn't got to kick an actual field goal yet.
Back to what you and I mentioned, if you're Woodward, you're trying to eliminate any chance.
That's what they're doing here. They're going to let that play clock run all the way down before Coach Schneeberger burns the timeout.
You definitely want to get a playoff here, but you want to be able to take as much time off the clock, say it doesn't succeed.
And that they do, as they do call the timeout. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop for your best lawn, porch, or patio. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you've always dreamed of. Locations in Woodward, Canton, and Weatherford. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop powering Boomer Sports this season. So Woodward will have a 4th and 13 after this timeout from the Dodge City 18. See if they elect to try a field goal or elect to take a shot at the end zone here.
It is looking like they're going to try the field goal. Nathan Lewis.
Or Lewis, yes, I said Smith earlier.
Went up there and gave the ref the ball that he said he wanted to use. Saw him kicking a couple, practicing the rep. And, hey, he did a good job last week. What was it, 7 for 7, but only 2 of them counted?
I don't know about 7 for 7. I think it was more like 4 for 4. But either way, it was solid. We know Coach Godwin has been trying to help those kickers a little bit. He's not the special teams coach, making that clear. But he's trying to give the guidance. So it looks like Colt Moore is the holder for the Boomers. Saw clean exchanges last week. This time, though, a little bit further out.
Yeah, I was about to say, this would be the biggest test. You know, we've seen him have 35 yards out, right hash.
And it will be 35 yards, as you mentioned.
Colmore said to hold it.
As the snap, ball down, that's clean. Kick in the air from Smith. It's slicing its way towards. Did they get enough? It did. It's good. Nathan with the field goal. Mr. Lewis able to get down and has the field goals. I believe first career there. So 1 for 1 for Mr. Lewis.
Tyler, is he a freshman?
No, he's a senior, but he's just now playing football for the first time.
We could have used him last year.
So Lewis with the field goal for the Boomers, and they do get on the board here just before the half with 14 seconds remaining as they trail Dodge City 21-3. So a little bit more. It's not a touchdown, Ely, but you're at least able to say, hey, we got points on the board here for the Boomers.
Yeah, and a field goal, you know, it's 35 yards. That's right there kind of in the median of being long and being short. Good kick. Nevertheless, that's his first non-PAT. I mean, that's huge if you're the Boomers. Good confidence boost.
Yes.
Jinx.
This guy. It's like he could read my mind. Good.
I can't read, so.
It has settled in. It's a really beautiful night. That little bit of light sprinkle we were talking about earlier has kind of stopped. So,
I would say it's perfect football weather, but I think if I said that, any weather would be perfect football weather because, you know, when it's snowing, you're like, oh, this is football season.
Well, I'm saying, as a player, what did you prefer weather-wise? Were you a bit more of the guy that wanted like 70s, but, you know, sunny? Did you want that cold? What did you want?
I mean, obviously, I don't want it to be cold because I don't like cold, but no wind.
No wind. Okay.
No.
We've got pretty light wind tonight, as is Luke Talley ready to kick it off for the Boomers after the made field goal by Nathan Lewis. That kick in the air carrying to about the 20-yard line where it's fielded for the Demons. And trying to cut it upfield, a broken tackle, decent comeback, 45, gets almost to the 50 before he is taken down. On that return for Dodge City was Elliott Williams, the junior.
I mean, he's got some quickness. He can put the move on, about 3 or 4 jukes right there. But the Boomers, you know, they were there regardless, slowing him down. So good job from the Boomers trying to at least get on him.
How about this, the notes that was provided to us on him? Second place in the state at the 300-meter hurdle, finalist in the 100-meter hurdle.
Which explains everything I just said.
It's not a bad little resume. So Dodge City has one timeout and just 6 seconds to try to put up a heave or two. We'll see how they approach it.
I would imagine Coltmore back deep.
Obviously, we'll see, you know, seeing teams in this situation maybe try to go with a quick run just to catch a team off guard. All you got to do really, if you're Woodward's defenders, they do have those guys spread across deep, about the 35 you're talking about, Coltmore and a host of guys.
And to your point, Dodge City's got a good kicker. You know, they've been very confident in having to kick the football.
Sheck in the gun, 2 to his left, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to scramble, tries to float one to the sideline, right side, making the leap, but incomplete, they say, for Dodge City. And that was Howard trying to haul it in, stretched out, and that is the final play of the half as Woodward goes into the locker room, trailing the Demons 21-3 at the break. We'll step aside, come back with your halftime show. It is Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Are you ready for an adventure? Explore the
Pressure's
incredible
on, and the
selection
clock
of
is
Jeeps
ticking.
at
It's
Van-
worth and inches. You've got a decision to make. Upgrade the equipment, buy that pasture, or invest in your operation. Corporate banks might call a timeout, but at Bank of Western Oklahoma, we go for it.
Let's go, boys! We got
We understand ag life because we live it too. And we're right here to help you power through and move the chains.
First down!
Bank of Western Oklahoma, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit GoPioneer.com to sign up today.
Woodward Steel, your tri-state leader in steel, wants to remind you that in addition to taking care of all your steel needs, Woodward Steel carries other important materials such as stainless, aluminum, 4-inch to 6-inch PVC pipes and fittings, and so much more. If you're in the shop or out in the field and in need of fabrication materials, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call 580-324-8005 to talk with our staff, or come visit the shop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 210 48th Street in Woodward. Woodward Steel, your trusted tri-state leader in steel.
Supporting communities in every way, Sealing State Bank is thrilled to bring hometown banking closer to you with a brand new branch in Woodward.
Welcome.
Now offering full.
This one was played out in the first half. First few drives for Woodward, unfortunately, not quite successful. They went 3 and out, had the first possession of the game. Dodge City was able to take advantage of a good return on the punt return and have a short field at the Woodward 28. A few plays later, 13 yards out on that one, it was Cordell Howard able to run it in for Dodge City, the first score of the ball game. After that, Woodward had a few plays, but on third down, an interception by Adam Kisner on a short pass. It was a slant pass, and he read it well, intercepted, and that set up Dodge City with a 1st and 10 at the Woodward 16. So deep in the red zone, and they were able to turn around and take advantage of that off a 2-yard run set up by Fabian Ortiz. He plunged into the end zone to make it 14-0 with 4:28 in the first quarter. Second quarter a bit better as far as the Boomer defensive side, but not before Dodge City just another incredible play on a second interception, and that one was Cordell Howard again. I mean, a deep pass down the sideline. He makes a twisting adjustment, leaps up for it, and does haul it in. So that interception, though, did not turn into scores. We saw Dodge City that next drive not be able to pass the ball. A sack was collected by Colin Bourne, bringing some pressure on Ty Sheck, and that's him behind the sticks. So you had a punt there. Woodward answered with their own 3 and out. Dodge City, after that, in the late first quarter, early second, were able to drive it 7 plays and then have a run capped off for a touchdown by Tyjor Hook from 10 yards out, the senior. That made it 21-0 with 11:05 remaining in the half. Woodward at that point saw him try to drive a little bit, started to get a few more positive plays, ultimately punted it one more time for forcing a Dodge City 3 and out. And then finally, midway through that second quarter, they went on a lengthy drive, 9 plays, and were able to get the 35-yard field goal by Nathan Lewis. And senior, that's great to see. 1 for 1 on his field goals now. Hit some extra points like we talked about last week, and got it through from 35 yards out. That only left Dodge City with 6 seconds left in the half, and they were not able to do anything with it there. So Ely, you look at that first half, Woodward started a little slow, but it seemed like towards the end of the half, the offense started to find a little bit better of a groove maybe.
Yeah, and they did, and I say the biggest thing in the locker room is focusing on what you ended the first half with. Obviously, like you said, started out, it wasn't good, offense or defense, and then you saw some success on the defensive side of the ball, getting some stops, not letting really any pass get by, stopping some of those runs. Dodge City, hard run game to stop. You know, that's their pride and joy is the run game. You saw them get a couple stops, their offense. Big third down completion there to Colt Moore. A few good runs there from Jake Graff, Cash Carter getting flushed out of the pocket, making some plays. So just focus on how you ended that second quarter. Defense played well. Offense started to step it up a little bit. And obviously that big field goal, that's going to help going into the locker room. But obviously the coaches are going to focus on some things you don't want to hear. So just listen to them, look past the bad things, and keep growing on those good things.
Well, and, you know, Guyman has a good defensive line, but Dodge City has some guys that we've highlighted that are really stout on that interior. That was kind of one of the things we talked about in the pregame show with Coach O'Neill. In his interview, he was feeling really good about the trenches for Dodge City, and you're kind of seeing that play out a little bit tonight. Their big plays have been sprung really on the interior, you know, whether it be on the inside for that O-line or on that D-line. So they've been able to make it work.
Yeah, and you would have to imagine if you're Dodge City, you know, at school Monday morning after a Friday night win, that the big guys down in the trenches get a lot of love, because their offense is nothing without those offensive linemen. You got to block right to be able to run the ball. Woodward throws the ball a lot, so the defensive line, you know, they're a big part of their success on defense. So just credit to the coaches and the line down there in Dodge City.
So we'll see how the Boomers can adjust. If you're watching on Boomer TV right now, seeing some of that band performance, the first home performance by the Woodward band this season. I'll have to catch up with Daisy Crockett, band director, and see what the happenings going on with the Boomer Band later on the coach's show, probably within the next week or two. We'll catch up with them. But we'll go ahead and step aside for a break here in the halftime and come back and catch up with some scores and some other things happening and some other things ahead for the Woodward Boomers. It is Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Hungry? Head to Longshots Bar and Grill in downtown Woodward. Bring the whole crew for juicy ribeye steaks, giant burgers, wings from mild to flaming hot, fresh salads, and more. There's something for everyone, including the kids. Planning a party or team celebration? Check out the upstairs golf and gun bays or ask about our group catering options.
It's
Longshots Bar and Grill, downtown Woodward's favorite hangout and the official home of the Boomer Coaches Show every Wednesday from 6 to 7. Come hungry, leave happy, and make it a night to remember.
From scenic drives to cozy weekend getaways, make sure your tires are ready to handle whatever autumn roads throw your way. Between August 28th and September 23rd, get up to $60 via reward card or virtual prepaid card after online submission with the purchase of 4 or more new Michelin passenger or light truck tires totaling $900 or more. Visit your Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main in Woodward. See michelinman.com/auto/deals-promotions-and-rebates for complete details. Offer expires 9/23/25. Wood where prohibited.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet? Sign up today.
For more than a century, Bank of Western Oklahoma has stood by our communities, understanding the unique culture and values that make Western Oklahoma special. As a locally owned and operated bank since 1908, we're not just bankers, we're your neighbors. We've seen generations grow, businesses flourish, and farms thrive. And we've been there every step of the way. Trust in a bank that shares your roots and works as hard as you do. Bank of Western Oklahoma, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Boomer Stadium, Woodward trails Dodge City 21-3 at the break on this football Friday night. And we'll take this opportunity now to check in with our man back in the studio, running the production side for us, Mr. Dakota Wagner. I believe you have some pertinent scores for us available, kind of what's happening within the immediate area there for some of the Woodward opponents and district foes. Dakota, what do we got?
Yeah, Tyler, for Altus and Elk City, Altus is leading Elk City 21-0 at the half. Hooker is over Guyman 21-0. Merritt leading Moreland 14-0 at the half. Alva has a 12-0 lead over Perry at the half. Sealing has a 14-0 lead at Laverne. Sharon Mutual just has a 6-point lead at Granfield. And Fairview has a 20-7 lead at Kingston. Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Dakota, for checking in with us there. And some interesting results. Obviously, Moreland opened their season against Merritt, trying to get it done. A couple of those matchups we were watching, one that stood out to me in those scores, Laverne and Sealing. That's I say spicy. It's always been tough the last few years, but with White
a little more spice this year.
Now from Laverne at Sealing, that's interesting to see that's a tough-nosed game. Kingston Fairview going back and forth, it sounds like. So some good action going on there in the area, Ely. I mean, that's, one of those things, early season, it's interesting to see how those teams develop throughout the year. And, of course, for the full look at the Tri-States, not just that immediate area, you can always tune into quick scores going on right now with C.J. Montgomery at the crew as they're taking a look at everything going on. But, Ely, is there anything that really stood out to you kind of in that rundown of those local teams we were talking about?
Yeah, I'm checking right now. I couldn't quite hear everything that was said just a second ago.
The band playing there, so.
Shout out to the Boomer Band. They do a phenomenal job.
Yes. But, I mean, I would say, Sealing kind of controlling that matchup as they are right now.
And that's a one that Laverne would really love to win that game.
They would, but, it's also just a good test for both teams. And like I said, the motivation's there, but if you're Laverne and you can keep it close in that game, considering how things are, you're probably not too upset by that. And, Fairview, goodness, I mean, what a team, right? We thought they may drop off this year a little bit. I say drop off not in the way that, it's tough to follow up a group that won 3 state championships during their career. but Fairview gets a really good Kingston team controlling. That's impressive. And then Hooker Guyman, obviously we saw Guyman last week. Hooker Bulldog team is one that changed coaches. Coach Powers went out to Liberal, Kansas, but they've still got a great roster as well. But Guyman trying to play that one a bit closer than they were last season. And then the Alva score, that's a big one, just simply because that is Woodward's homecoming opponent next week. We'll be back here at Boomer Stadium for homecoming against the Gold Bugs. And that was a great game last year at Northwestern at Ranger Field. Alva was able to get it out in the end, 15-13. So
speaking of homecoming next week, you're going to let me drive the golf cart?
Yeah,
or do you want to drive?
You know what's funny? CJ had told me about, hey, next week we'd have the golf cart available in the parade. And I immediately said, oh, Ely's probably going to drive. He loves to take those things for a cruise. So we already got this ready for you. You're good to go on that.
Another score I'm seeing here is Thomas Fay Custer. They're at the half. They've blanked Sayre 27 to a donut. Thomas Fay ranked number 3 in the state. Tough opponent there, but
yes,
handling business.
That they are. And we talked with Coach Bob Ward actually on quick scores leading into tonight. And, he's got a quarterback over there, Ty Littlebird. 4-year starter. He's 5'9", 145, playing in 11-minute football. And Coach Ward said he's basically the heart and soul of this team, and he's a guy that believes he's 6'5". That's the type of player, Ely. You've been around a couple of those guys. When you get a guy like that, that's fun to have on your team.
I hear 5'9", not the 145. I think Carter Sampson.
Yeah.
He was 5'9", but once again kind of played like he was 6'5". So if you're that short, you kind of need to have that mentality. The guy standing to my left would know when it comes to being short.
Hey, us short kings go through life, with a different confidence, as you all know. Want to get to a couple of Boomer activities. The varsity and junior JV team, for that matter, for Woodward Fast Pitch has been competing at the Northwest Shootout in Fairview this week. The varsity side had a successful Thursday in pool play, taking down Fairview 7-1 and the Cherokee 9-0. And then today able to defeat Oklahoma Bible Academy 14-2. So they end pool play undefeated there. That's great to see. They will have bracket play tomorrow. We'll get that pulled up for you here in just a second. And that's a team that's now sitting at 10-2 on the season. And Ely, those girls, Coach Doffin has done a phenomenal job. Those girls, we've seen the confidence grow with them over the last few years. Obviously, a lot of multi-sport athletes, your Kaylee Mills, your Lexi Mills of the world. But it's amazing to see them continue to try to pull that program forward like they have.
Yes, it is.
And then, of course, cross country, we've seen some great results there. Dathan Custer has had a fantastic start to his year, winning multiple races for the boys, and they've had some good results, top 5s. Some top 10. The girls has been led by Chloe Clements, and they will be out and about in the next few weeks as well. Just got done with the Mustang meet last week and pulled some decent results there as well. So we'll see if they could continue on their path. And mention the band. We'll have to catch up about what the performance is this year for the band in terms of the theme of it, if you will. So catch up with Miss Crockett. They had to deal with a little rain to start, but like I said, that has stopped, so kudos to that band for continuing to play on.
Another score I see here, Enid trails Lawton, still in the second quarter there, 12-3. So Enid off to a rough start to start the year.
Yeah, kind of had a, Ponca City really put on them last week, so that was interesting. I want to update you on that Fairview tournament bracket for single elimination. Woodward tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock will play the winner of Hinton and Turpin. That game starting at 10, 1 o'clock is when they will play that game for Woodward. So the varsity will play at 1. And then the JV able to make the bye round, if you will, in the top side of the bracket as well. They will await the winner of OBA and Garber. That game takes place at 11:30, and then Woodward will play at 2:30 with the JV. The varsity is on field 3, it looks like, I believe. And then JV looks like to be field 4. I think that's what that is. So that's always good to see the JV having success as well, because they, during the Battle at the Beach tournament, JV almost played the varsity of the championship thing. So
that'd be something to watch.
I mean, that's all the what'd you say? It's mainly freshmen. You got a couple sophomores in there and whatnot as well. But see the youngins have a chance at the varsity. Ely, I'm sure in basketball you've been there where you get that chance to run against the varsity squad or that front five, and you're like, all right, we're going
see
to
how this
prove it a
goes.
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. You always want to prove it. Another score I found: Hooker is over Guyman, 20-0 at the half. Did Dakota say that one?
He did.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
You're behind the times there. Mr. Wagner had us covered on that one. I promise you.
Try to take his thunder. My bad, Dakota.
Oh, and we just got an update from Mr. Troy Hartley that the Chargers lead the Chiefs in the NFL. They're playing tonight in Brazil, 7-0 in favor of the Chiefs. That game, I believe, shouldn't be too far along. It started at 7, so you might be early second quarter on that. And I don't want to forget tomorrow as well, college football on both K101 and Z92. Oh, excuse me, 10-3. The Chargers lead. I apologize, over the Chiefs with 4:11 left in the half.
I didn't know they played today.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. In Brazil?
International. But on the college football side, some big contests for Oklahoma State and OU. Oklahoma State tomorrow afternoon will be in Eugene. It's an 11:30 kickoff local time to 2:30 kickoff here in Oklahoma. And you can listen to that game on K101. The pregame coverage will start about 12:30 on K101 with Dave Hunziker, Robert Allen. We got to get Godwin here real quick because Mr. Lewis drilled that field goal. Talk about Nathan drilling that field goal.
Yeah, I just had a moment talking with him, and he said, hey, I'm confident. I knew it was going in. Didn't matter how it looked. I knew it was going in.
And it did go in. It was good. It was crisp. It was clean. Coach Godwin's proud. He's happy of that.
He's a whopping 9 for 9 on the year. He only had 3 count, but he's had about 9 go in so far.
Jeez. Anyways, as I was talking about college football, Oklahoma State's a tough challenge on the road against Eugene, or against Oregon and Eugene tomorrow. Number 6 is Oregon. The Ducks, Oklahoma State, about 28-point underdog rolling into that game. So we'll see if Gundy and crew can have something for the Ducks. OU side, they'll be on Z92 tomorrow here. 6:30 kickoff against Michigan in Norman. Game days there tomorrow morning, so that's going to be a Rockets atmosphere. But you can listen to that game on Z92 with pregame coverage starting at 3:30 till we're rolling. The crew will take you around on that. But Ely, as teams get back onto the field, get stretched out, going into the second half, what keys are you looking at for the Boomers to try to claw their way back into this game? We saw them get that little bit of momentum right there before the end of the half, getting the field goal, completing the drive. What do they got to do to get back into this one?
Okay, if I'm Woodward, the main thing on my mind is getting a stop, because they're going to start out on defense. Dodge City's not going to quit. They're up 18, but as we seen last year, they don't care how much they're up on you. They're going to keep going. So the biggest thing is get your offense back on the field. Try to get some more points. Just keep this high you have going from as you ended the half going on into the second half, and just keep your head up no matter what and play hard. Forget the things that happened there to start the game. Sometimes games don't start the way you want it, and you just have to let that go.
I believe Dakota's got one extra update for us. Kingfisher and Weatherford. Dakota, what's going on in that game? That's another great contest.
Yeah, Tyler earlier didn't have a score for that one, but it is 7-7 in the second quarter.
So 7-7 in that game. Thank you, Dakota, for Weatherford and Kingfisher. That's I say spice. Kingfisher hired a new coach. It is Mr. Roof, Reagan Roof, who spent a long time at Weatherford, and he goes over to that Kingfisher program to try to help that kind of rebuild a little bit. And, Kingfisher, if we know anything about them, they produce some really good athletes, both football, basketball, multiple sports. So
and they win a lot.
Again, it's going to be tough for a lot of teams.
That Weatherford team, they know what winning is like.
That's true. Yep.
It gets to a point where seniors that have a great 4 years go through and graduate, but it doesn't matter. I mean, those kids know how to win. Coaches know how to win. That winning pedigree can go a long ways.
That it can. So both teams, Woodward coming out of the locker room finally. Spent a good amount of time there. Dodge City was out a little earlier, but not too much earlier. Bank of Western Oklahoma, Vance Auto Group, Pioneer Broadband Services, Sealing State Bank, Wayne Matthews with State Farm, Woodward Steel, High Plains Tire, M&D Enterprises, Northwest Glass, Great Plains Bank, Smith & Co. Auction, and Real Estate, all powering Boomer Sports. this season, not only on Z92 but Boomer TV.
Something I like to see right there. Bowen Morton, first guy to get out of the tunnel, and the last guy to get there. He got out there, let every one of his teammates go by, slapped him on the hand, said, "Hey, let's go." Tapped him on the helmet. Even the coaches kind of taking on that leadership role, trying to get his teammates pumped up.
Yeah, that's a guy that's passionate about what he does. We saw it, on that big loss he had in terms of the big play in the backfield, get a little fired up. If he gets rolling, it really affects the rest of the defense because they kind of rally around that. And I'm sure on that O-line, as a guy who's out there blocking, that's another dude. You see one guy get fired up, and you all start kind of digging in a little harder.
Some guy with a high motor and a leader can go a long ways for a team. Something you need.
And I do want to mention when we talk about Boomer TV, we've had a host of guys that, some we're going to try to do over the course of the year is integrate a couple of these students into the broadcast as we go along through the year, get them up to what I call the CJ standard. We got to get them trained up a little bit. But Kyler Rogers, Angel Ponce, Ryan Ruiz, Kyler Myers, all trying to help, see what we can do to get them some of that experience. It's a fun thing to be able to cross over with Boomer TV, with Coach Godwin and crew, and to have those kids, have that opportunity to join us is always fun. Kyler helping run some production as well as Ryan tonight. So, Kyler and Angel kind of, the other Kyler, I should say, and Angel kind of observing and chatting with us a bit. So.
It's been fun listening to you explain everything. Obviously, I don't know anything what's going on, but
no, you know more than you think.
But the biggest thing, you mentioned meeting the CJ standards, and
that's a high bar.
If I can do it though, they can do it too.
No, you're great. You're great.
No, but it's been fun watching these kids be so interested. We was over here setting up, and they asking all kinds of questions, like, "What's that? How do you do this?" And it's cool to see that these kids are still interested in this kind of thing.
We won't be able to throw it to them on this as we're about ready for the second half, but did get word from Dakota as far as one final update. Elk City played Canadian last week. Canadian rolled in that 33-6. The Elks struggling tonight. Altus on top 36-0 that game. So
wow.
Elk City did. They always graduate some good talent, but Coach Maynard and crew trying to find their way early in the season. So both teams back on the field, about ready to go, as Dodge City will be back to return. We're ready to kick it off with Luke Talley. Cordell Howard, Elliott Williams, the two back to receive for Dodge City. Boomers, the Dodge City will be working right to left across your screen if you're watching on Boomer TV or across your dial or your phone if you're listening on the radio. As Talley gets the whistle, puts it up high in the air, tries to keep it away from the main returners. And caught by Williams about the 26, and the Boomers able to get on him quick as he only gets up to about the 31-yard line. So good kick coverage there for Woodward.
Yeah, you say the 31. That, in retrospect, that sounds like a good return. They only catch the ball at about the 25, so only a 6-yard return there. Good job from Mason Arnold. Kind of got under that, slid underneath the blocker to catch that guy's feet. So good job there.
So Dodge City begins at their own 31 for this drive. You see Ty Sheck lead the offense out. Dodge City scored their 3 touchdowns with the running game. That kind of, going from the shotgun to the wing offense there is very interesting how they do it, and sometimes just a good old strong eye fullback spot. So it's Sheck in the gun, receiver each side, running back in the backfield with Sheck. And we'll hand off inside and dragging the ball for a few yards. Looks like a gain of about 4 for the Demons, and that will be Fabian Ortiz on the carry.
Mason Brown there for the Boomers. He had the runner wrapped up as soon as he got the ball, just able to power forward for 4 yards.
And a freshman playing on that D-line a little bit. This is Mr. Brown. This is Jonah Bowen Morton as well as Levi Harris. Check in the gun. 3 receivers, so there's right, 1 left. Man in the backfield, Ortiz, and they go with a called run for Sheck in the open field, trying to juke out everybody. Gets to the 40 and then slips down. Looked like he was going to try to work it all the way back before he slipped up. It would be 3rd and short for Dodge City as they had to get to the 41 or just a little bit past it. Gain of about 5.
I would have never thought to do something like that. Try to completely stop and cut backwards. That would have been impressive, but.
Well, Ely, you weren't known for your agility, but that's another story. Cooper Gregory, by the way, in for the tackle. You put it out there. I had to respond to that one. 3rd and 1 for Dodge City. 10:45 left, 3rd quarter, as they lead 21-3 over the Boomers. And Sheck just going to try to power it forward, and ooh, this is going to be close. It does look like the official on the near side, on the Boomer sideline, has it marked ahead of the sticks, and that's what they go with. So first down for Sheck on a little 2-yard drive.
That's something I've always wondered with when it comes to refs. You know, they had a disagreement. The ref on the far side said he was a bit short. The ref down here said he made it. So how do you differ that if you're the refs?
I'll ask Jason Harrison and his crew next time I see him. I saw him last night in Winoka, or I'll text Mr. Cersei. We'll figure that out. So, 1st and 10 for Dodge City. They're at their own 42, checking the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. They hand off to Hook inside, has a decent hole, breaks through it to the 50, 45, 40. He's racing ahead to the 30, and finally drugged down from behind by Colt Moore. And Tyjor Hook, boy, got through the hole and turned on the Jets for a big game.
No matter how you cut it there, those were perfect blocking assignments there from the Demons. You know, they've done that time and time again. They know what they're doing, and just a great job.
It is 32 yards for Hook as he goes from the own 42 all the way to the 26 in Boomer territory. 1st and 10 for the Demons. So we get to 9:50 left, 3rd quarter. Dodge City in control, 21-3. Checking the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left, man the backfield. Hook. Go with them again. This time to the left side of the formation. Tries to spin forward and does fall forward for a gain. It looks like maybe 4 yards as it gets to the 23. So call a gain of 3. So Hook, still tough to take down. I mean, he ran into a pile there initially, but he's still falling forward for a couple.
Yeah, those kids are not easy to take down with that muscle.
No, he is stout. So 2nd and 7 for Dodge City from the Boomer 23. 9:15 left in the quarter. 2 receivers right for Sheck, 1 left, and kind of bobbled the snap. Now let's go pull it and run himself. Takes it upfield to the 10, gets inside the 10 to the 5, tried to drag the pile near the goal line. Did he get in? And they say he did. Ty Sheck pulls it down and just shows the power at the end after flashing the speed. It's a 23-yard touchdown run from Sheck. 4th rushing touchdown of the night for Dodge City, and the 4th different runner, I believe, to score.
In your notes here, you have best athlete at Dodge City High School, and he just showed it right there. That was a very good athletic play. Boomers had many hands on him, able to get through.
Can't lie to you, that's Mr. Blake's notes on Sheck. They graciously gave over. So we help each other out. This is Dodge City Radio Man. As Bogner kicks it through and hits the extra point, so makes it 28-3. So that's sometimes what the radio people do. We share notes. So I gave him some notes on order. He gave me some notes on Dodge City.
Good honest man there, Tyler. I tried to give you the credit.
I know. I can't be like that.
Good job.
Can't take credit for people's hard work.
We do thank the Dodge City radio crew over there. Radio crew, I say. That's just one man over there. He's one man in it.
He's one man in it.
So we do appreciate that.
Smith & Co. Auction and Realty. Smith & Co. is your #1 stop for all your real estate and land auction needs. Smith & Co. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. You need to call them, 580-254-3975, or you can email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering Boomer Sports this season. So 9 minutes even left in the 3rd quarter, as Woodward now trails 28-3 to the Dodge City Demons. And Ely, now we can see this offense. First drive of the 2nd half. Again, they had a successful final drive of the half. We'd like to really see that kind of end itself in a touchdown now, extend that momentum.
Yeah, especially now they've had time to break down the things that were working and look at the things that weren't working and look at why they weren't. So I would definitely look for some adjustments here to start the 3rd quarter.
Bogner with a little bit of a squib kick to Colt Moore. He'll pick it up inside the 15-yard line, reverses field, has a bit of a block by Jake Graff, trying to get down the sidelines more, shakes out of another tackle, gets to the 45, and finally shoved out of bounds. Colt Moore kind of faked everybody out on Dodge City. It looked like he was going to return it up his own sideline on the right side of him, and instead cut it back to the left.
Then that's the athlete in him. They've kind of had that designed run right on the kickoff, and nothing's worked yet. You see, nothing was there. Cut it back left, and that speed took him the rest of the way. One block there from looked like Jake Graff, sprung up another 20 yards. So best field position off of a kick return that we've had for the Boomers.
That it is, as they'll take over at their own 45. 8:50 remaining 3rd quarter. As is Carter in the gun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Man in the backfield, Graff, flanking to his right. Carter looking for the quick pass, goes in the flat to Graff, and he drops it just off his hands. Poor Jay Graff was trying to get out on the swing route and couldn't haul it in. So an incomplete pass for Carter. Make it 2nd and 10. As we've seen a lot of those umbrellas that were out earlier, those are gone. Some of them still up just in case, but the Woodward side now kind of relaxing as that rain has stopped.
Yeah, it is starting to get a little more chilly outside too. Starting to see the coats come out. Umbrellas go down, but the coats come out. You see one here just blocking the wind.
Hey, that's understandable. 2nd and 10 for the Boomers. It is Carter in the gun. Motions man out of the backfield. Graff looking to him again in the flat. This time has some lead blocks. Graff turns it up to the 50, into Dodge City territory at the 45, and finishes the run down at the 41-yard line. And that is a first down for the Boomers. And that time he executes the swing play just right.
That was a great block there from Luke Talley and Colin Boren. Good job there staying connected with the blocks. Free up Jake Graff some room.
14-yard pitch and catch from the flat.
Looked like it was the exact same play that they tried there on first down that didn't work. Worked that time.
And so in Dodge City territory are the Boomers yet again. 8:20 left in the third quarter as they trail 28-3. If you go get a score on this drive, it'll give you some great boost of confidence.
That's all you're looking for.
Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Graff motions out of the backfield, and we get a whistle and a flag before the snap, and it looks like a delay of game. Did not get it off in time. Didn't notice the play clock was running down. Took a little extra long in the huddle.
Oh, back to that, something I was thinking earlier. Cash Carter, he goes through a lot of running in this game. After every play, he runs back and has a decision to make or listens to the coach, and then's got to run all the way back out to the huddle. So
Coach Steinberger kind of gives him the signal, and he goes with it. Now Carter in the gun, motions again, Graff out of the backfield. They think about the short pass. Now he pump fakes. He's going to scramble out himself. Takes himself, runs up to his own man, but falls forward to about the 38-yard line, maybe the 37. And for Woodward trying to get out there and sustain a block, but ultimately colliding with Carter was Adrian Cruz, lineman, who had tried to get some space on that Dodge City defender. Ultimately gained about 3 for Cash Carter.
That's a tough one because it looked like Cash Carter was right to just go right off the butt of his lineman there and ends up getting collided with, stopped the momentum. Probably could have had another extra few yards, but still, good decision there from Carter not to throw it, get out, and gain some yards.
Well, that's a 2-read play. He went through both of his reads, none were there, to your point, and tucked and got some yards. So 2nd and 7 from the Dodge City 38 for the Boomers. 7:15 remaining in the quarter. They trail 28-3. Carter in the gun, pitches out to Graff on the short side, trying to follow a couple blocks, and he won't get much. Does have a gain, but maybe a yard and a half at most. So it sets up 3rd and 6 for Woodward.
3rd and 6, long side of the field to the left side. Been here before. Draw up a play, get your guys open.
We see them try to, I wouldn't say fake out Dodge City, but make them think about, okay, maybe the play's going to that wide side, and they came back short. We just saw that with a little pitch. And we'll see how they roll with it on this 3rd and 6. Ball is at the 36. Boomers have to get to the 31, so he gave him a couple yards, actually, Graff on that run. Gave him 2, 3rd and 5, they set.
Could be a possible 2-down territory here as well. So keep that in mind. If you're
Carter in the gun, receiver each side, man in the backfield, Graff, and Carter calls his own number on the draw, gets to the 30 and inside to the 29-yard line. Followed as blocks well there. A good pull. Irvin Vega helping lead the way for the Boomers on that.
I love that play call there from the Boomers. Kind of 2-down territory there. If you're the Boomers, you just think, hey, something's been working for us all night, and that's our quarterback up the middle. And that's exactly what they did. Good job there from the lineman. Good run from Carter. First down.
So he gave him to the 29. 1st and 10 for the Boomers as they're trying to close in on the red zone of Dodge City. 6 minutes left in the third. As Dodge City does lead 28-3. It's Carter in the gun, receiver each side. Running back is Graff, and an up man is the freshman Brown. They hand it off to Graff. Good hole up to the 25-20 and inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. Now the Woodward offensive line starting to open a couple of those holes in the run game. And it is another first down as a nice 13-yard run for Graff.
You mentioned good hole there. That was on the left side. Corbin Samarco and then Adrian Cruz. Cruz went it, blocked inside. Samarco blocked outside, freed up that perfect gap. Credit to Jake Graff from seeing it. I know it was really big, but, still important to burst through that hole.
And the freshman Mason Brown getting in there trying to lead the way a little bit as well from his up back position. So 1st and 10 for Woodward at the Dodge City 16. 5:20 left in the third quarter. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left. Graff in the backfield to his left as well. And they'll hand it off to Graff to the right side, leaps over the line, and then falls forward to about the 13, maybe the 14. So a gain of a couple.
Got a boomer down on the field right now.
And it is the freshman Mason Brown, who a little slow to get up. So an injury timeout as they will tend to him. Northwest Glass, from residential and commercial glass to auto glass, doors, and mirrors. Northwest Glass has you covered. They do it all with expert care and quality service. Stop by 611 Texas Avenue in Woodward or give them a call at 580-256-4324. Northwest Glass, powering Boomer Sports, as well as Great Plains Bank, Heritage Trust, Respect. Those are the things that make Great Plains Bank great, with deep roots across Oklahoma and Texas. They're in touch with the communities in which their customers live and work. Northwest Glass, Great Plains Bank, powering Boomer Sports this season. 28-3, Woodward trails against Dodge City, but the Boomers trying to drive. They've got the ball. Be a 2nd and 7 after this injury timeout. With 5:04 left in the third, and they do get Mr. Brown helped up. We'll be able to get him to the sideline.
Hope everything's all right for the kid. You just gave him some credit a few downs ago. Been doing a great job on this drive, freeing up some space, lead blocking. So hope everything's all right for the freshman.
Yep, playing that, we call it tight end. It's really more kind of a fullback spot, but right behind, a guard or a tackle, however they stack it. He's off the line of scrimmage. So let's see who replaces him. Looks like Trip Bates may be in there now. Oh, no, apologize for the Boomers. It'll be
19?
Noah Bourne, I believe, 49.
Oh, okay.
So Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left. Graff the backfield. Carter looking for the quick pass to Bates over the top on the play action, and just a bit too much as Bates was trying to streak to the end zone. That couple of defenders on him would have been a tight window. That makes it 3rd down for Woodward, 3rd and 8.
Good play design there. Trip Bates kind of engaged in a block just real quick, shucked him off. Good play design there, just a little overthrown. Good covers there from Dodge City as well.
Yeah, it's that tight end leak out essentially is what it is, and that we've seen college teams be able to run that to some great success. So 3rd and 8 for the Boomers. 4:46 left in the third quarter as they trail 28-3. They're in field goal range. We saw Mr. Lewis drill one right before the half. Maybe another one on the way if the Boomers don't convert here. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left. Graff to his left as well. He motions him out of the backfield. Carter going to call his own number, though, to the right side, and boy, Dodge City is all over it, and they wrap him up in the backfield for a loss. That time, Fabian Ortiz sniffed it out for the Demons. Not fooled by the little, again, trying to get everybody focused left and then take it right.
Yeah, you'd love to think the coaches have the utmost confidence as he's coming on the field to let this kid kick it again. He hasn't missed on the year, so not surprised to see the field goal crew coming out.
Coach Godwin at the half, who basically talked to him and said, hey, I've got confidence. And that's, as a kicker, that's what you want for your kicker. So the senior, Nathan Lewis, was good from 35 the first time around. And we'll see if he can be good this time, 35 yet again.
Literally the same spot.
And that it is. Lewis with the kick. It's a little short this time, just a touch short. Couldn't quite get the boot into it. And that will be a missed field goal for the Boomers. So
it was online?
28-3. It was online, just came up a touch short. And we know he has the distance. That time, though, it looked like he maybe, as tough as a kicker, you don't want to, push it too far, so it looked like maybe he kind of held up just a touch. So 35-yard field goal, no good. And it remains 28-3. And Dodge City should take over, I believe, at the 20, and they do.
You still don't give Dodge City the best
yeah.
Excuse me, field
position.
Field position.
I got you. Again, we're still waiting to see that degree. No, good. First and 10 for Dodge City. Sheck underneath center. And he's back to pass on the play action, going for a deep shot to Corbin, and almost picked off by Luke Talley as they're trying to get Howard over the top. Cordell Howard on the deep shot. Good job by Talley. A little underthrown from Sheck, but Talley about pulled it down, and Howard did a good job, the senior, to turn into a defender on that.
That's what I was just about to say. That was good coverage there from Talley. Way to get to the ball as as Sheck threw it, but good job from Howard to try to turn into that defensive back and knock it out of his hands because Talley had it in his hands.
He did. So 2nd and 10 for Dodge City from their own 20. Sheck in the gun, receiver each side, man the backfield hook. They do hand it to him on the sweep, and he's able to get past the line of scrimmage, gets up to the 25 before being taken down by a couple of Boomers. Looks like, I believe, Elijah Nelson in on that. And maybe Brody Turbush seeing some action as well. So a gain, they're going to say, of about 6 for Hook. 3rd and 4 as he got to the 26.
That first down's big now because now it's 3rd and it's manageable, but it's 3rd and longer than you want if you're Dodge City. So you get a stop here, kind of force Dodge City to punt.
Sheck in the gun, receiver each side, man the backfield hook, looking for the quick pass out to the whip and too far for his man on that right side. So he was trying to get Elliott Williams and just zipped it too strong. Sheck definitely has an arm. There's no doubt about it. Now they just got to get him to rein it in with the accuracy.
Yeah, I was thinking he has a great arm, but maybe a little too much arm for him right now as you mentioned, can't quite get the accuracy down pat.
He is a shortstop in baseball, so he's a guy that's not, unfamiliar with throwing to tight windows, but it's different going from baseball to football. So that does force a punt for Dodge City, a 4th and 4. As Xavier Crillo on to punt again. Back deep is Colt Moore. Crillo catch the snap. This one a high punt, not very long. Looks like it's not going to get into Woodward territory as Dodge City has to down it at their own 40-yard line. So a short punt, only about 15 yards, leads to good field position for the Boomers. 2:43 left third quarter.
Good job from the defense. Get off the field. Only 3 plays and you're off the field. Can't complain if you're the offense. And to start in Demon territory for the offense is picture perfect.
That it is. And now Woodward trying to show some fight in the second half. I mean, if you're looking at points, 7-0 Dodge City in favor there, but that's not too bad. I mean, Woodward didn't allow a touchdown after that 21st point, I should say, for Dodge City the rest of that second quarter, which is about 11:05. Now the offense trying to break through as it's Cash Carter in the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Graff in the backfield. They swing it to him on that side. Graff just can't handle the pass.
And there was nothing but room right there for a good 10, 20 yards. Looked like we kind of faked him out there. Back left, Jake Graff was just looking upfield a little too quick.
I was saying that maybe what it was. Like I said, saw that grass ahead of him. Thought, ooh, I could do something with this. Instead, though, 2nd and 10 for the Boomers with 2:39 left third quarter. As they trail 28-3 to the Demons. Dodge City of Class 6A in Kansas, that's the largest class you could be. Had a good 6-4 year last season. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left, running back in the backfield, and up back as well as Baylor Short. They hand it to Graff out of the backfield, trying to bounce outside, breaks out of a tackle, now reverses field, but boy, Dodge City swarms them in the backfield for a loss of a couple. Fabian Ortiz played his assignment back home and was there.
Apologies out to Jake Graff as he gets tackled. There's about 8 red helmets just surrounding him. Nice try there to try to free up some space. Didn't let anything happen too easy, so just give him some credit for trying to make something happen.
Well, that's the one thing you got to be impressed with Dodge City tonight. Not a lot of broken tackles, and even if there is one, they are swarming to that football. So 3rd and 12 now for the Boomers. 2 minutes left third quarter. As the play clock down to 5 seconds since the Boomers are in light up. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers right, man in the backfield down to 2. 1 motions his guy out, just got it off. Looks like Carter back to pass. Scanning doesn't have much, now trying to escape some pressure. Cuts back to the left side, still scanning. Looking to throw it downfield and just going to toss it out of bounds. Nobody was there, and well covered by Dodge City.
That it was well covered. He's looking for Colt Moore down the side with that post route. He gets double covered, just essentially probably. You can just expect that about every game from here on out. Colt Moore to be double teamed. He's got that lightning speed, ability to catch the ball up top. So
minute 39 left third quarter. 4th and 12 for Woodward. They will line up to punt this one. Not close enough really to attempt the field goal as they're at the Dodge City 42. And Graff ready to punt this away. Dodge City's got a couple returners deep. Howard and Williams. They're here, and it sounds like Woodward's only got 10 on the field. So they put Colt Moore out there.
Number 11 makes number 11 on the field.
Yes. And now a timeout taken by the Boomers. Miscommunication as Coach Schneeberger wants to go over it with the guys. I mean, early season, moment to a little teaching there to be able to say, hey, we got to button that up a little bit. M&D Enterprises and a Lawnmower Shop for your best lawn, porch, or patio. M&D Enterprises and a Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you've always dreamed of. Locations in Woodward, Kent, and Weatherford. M&D Enterprises and a Lawnmower Shop powering Boomer Sports this season.
Rain starting to come down again. You look into those lights, kind of see it starting to come down. The umbrella's popping back out. I seen a family get up and leave, and then they came back with 4 umbrellas. So
go and got the arsenal of umbrellas. Make sure, by God, we'll be able to wait this out. And it hadn't been heavy rain tonight, but enough to kind of be annoying, I guess, if you're a spectator, right? Just enough to pop out the umbrella. This time maybe a touch heavier than what we saw earlier.
I mean, we're good in here. I'm dry.
We're covered. Yes, we are. So now after the timeout, Boomer's ready to punt this away as Graff, a little bit of a low snap, corrals it. Puts this one high there. Good carry from Graff. Maybe a bit too far as it does go into the end zone, but Graff with a good kick. He said, my bad. Wanted that to be a little shorter, but, I mean, in the rain to handle that and put a boot on it, that's not bad. Be a
it's always
for Dodge City.
It's always when you kick it about as far as you can whenever you don't need to.
When you don't need to. It's like in golf, right? You get out the driver, get 50 yards, and you're like, what the heck? Then you pull out the 7 iron, and you overshoot the green by 50 yards. It's like, what is going on? At least that's how I golf. I don't know about you.
I'm just not any good. Nothing I hit goes straight.
Is anybody ever actually good at golf? That's the thing.
Scotty Scheffler's pretty good.
He is. So Dodge City takes it over. 1st and 10, their own 20. Minute 31 left, third quarter. They lead 28-3. It's Sheck under center as everybody packed in tight. 1 receiver left. They go with the quick handoff in the backfield as it's Howard trying to take it. Good open field tackle by the Boomers. Elijah Nelson getting to him and wrapping him up, taking him down, helping finish. The tackle was Dylan Wheel.
Another kid come over from Moreland, Dylan. He was at Moreland last year.
Yes, along with Mr. Short. So a 3-yard gain for Howard. And we get down to the final minute of the third quarter for Dodge City. Sheck in the shotgun, 3 receivers in tight right side, 1 left. Man in the backfield is Hook. They take the handoff to Hook on the sweep, breaks out of a tackle in the backfield, now tries to cut upfield. Boy, driving those feet and going over a couple Boomers before he's dragged down. Be a 3rd and about 1. And boy, Hook showing the power of those legs, does the senior.
Yeah, and the Boomers were all over that.
Yes.
I mean, it was a fake. They weren't fooled. Had him almost behind the line. That kid's just got some real power. I've
been misidentified. I've been saying Elijah Nelson. It's Cooper Gregory coming from that safety spot making the tackle. So I apologize there. One's 10, one's 16. The 16 looks more like a 10. So 3rd and 1. Sheck going to go with the quick QB dive, and he's got the first down with 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Got 2. That's all he needed. Now the rain really started to come down here at Boomer Stadium. As the clock will stop for a quick second. And now they run it. We'll see. Looks like Dodge City is not going to run a play. They won't. And that's how we end the third quarter. Dodge City leads Woodward 28-3 after 3. We'll step aside for a break. Come back for more. It's Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Every family has a story filled with chapters of love, laughter, and dreams for the future. But what if one day you're not there to help write the next chapter? Life is unpredictable, but
you've got a decision to make. Upgrade the equipment, buy that pasture, or invest in your operation. Corporate banks might call a timeout, but at Bank of Western Oklahoma, we go for it.
Let's go, boys! We got
this! We understand ag life because we live it too, and we're right here to help you power through and move the chains.
First down!
Bank of Western Oklahoma, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit gopioneer.com to sign up today.
third quarter as they've got the ball on their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. As they work left to right now in front of us. Check under center. Everybody packed in tight on the wing. They go with the quick sweep to Cordell Howard. He tries to cut upfield, gets forward for a few yards, but not much more than that. Sets up a 2nd and 7 as he got to the 34.
I tell you what, Trip Bates, every week he comes to play football. You know, he plays sometimes both sides of the ball, doesn't play, you know, every offense, but he's real active on defense, and he always seems to be in on the play.
So 2nd and 7 as the rain really starting to come down a little bit now. 11:30 left in the ball game. Dodge City leads 11-3 or 20-3, excuse me. As Sheck hands off up the middle. This time it's to Hook. He's got a head of steam, gets the first down, but a nice tackle by Cooper Gregory to prevent further damage. As Hook gets to the 44-yard line for the first 11-yard gain.
Can expect to see Dodge City do nothing but the ground and pound here, try to get this game over with.
Well, again, this is what we were talking about with their bread and butter, right? They can throw, they can go shotgun, but they really lean into that run game in multiple forms.
So you got new quarterback on the field now for the Demons.
Yes, Mason Phelps, the senior. We saw him take a snap earlier, and it was a quarterback keeper. He's in the gun, a receiver each side, man. The backfield with him is Hook, and it is another keeper by Phelps. Breaks through the line after a couple good blocks, and Gregory again coming up and laying some lumber. Phelps, though, does get 6 to the 49.
Second play at quarterback there for Phelps, and second designed quarterback run. So maybe he's a track star as well.
Phelps,
soon to
senior,
be maybe.
Like Sheck. So long and lanky as Phelps at 6 foot.
First team All-State selection. Oh, replaced him. My bad.
Replaced, yes. 2nd about 3 for Dodge City. A handoff inside to Hook. Boomers had him at the line of scrimmage, but Hook able to bounce out of a tackle and fall forward across the 45 to the 43 and gets the first down. Second effort from Tyjor Hook. Gain of 5.
You need to realize he's going to be hard to bring down for any team coming up this year. He's going to play 9 more teams, and 9 more teams are going to struggle to bring him to the ground.
Yeah, he's been really strong on his opportunities in this game. And credit to anybody sticking it out right now in this rain. We still got plenty of Boomer faithful doing that, Dodge City faithful doing that as it's coming down now.
Where's Dodge City going? Where are they going to go?
That's true.
Just go home already?
That's true. Sheck pitches in the backfield to Howard. We got a flag. The Boomers string it out for no gain. And that time it was Wheel on the tackle on the edge. Flag did come out of the backfield, so this might be going back 10 yards. It's a good job by the Boomers to string it out. And it looks like it is a hold. Now they're discussing if the Boomers want to accept it or decline it because you're 2nd and 10 or 1st and 20.
You mentioned good job there from the Boomers. You know, got the holding call, obviously, but still able to sniff that play out and get them for a loss down.
They were ready for the pitch, and they will accept the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 20 for Dodge City. So back Dodge City into their own territory.
I think that was a good decision.
Yeah, I mean, force the long field. We've talked about with their offense, more run heavy. We've seen them at times not really being able to pass except one time, really. 1st and 10 or 1st and 20 for Sheck under center. Motions the man. Now they go with the play action, looking for the short pass to the flat, caught by Howard, and doesn't get much as Will another tackle in the flats.
Will not been in long. He's kind of been all over the place here.
Made a couple of tackles, made a couple of plays. A gain of about 4 for Dodge City as they get back into Woodward territory at the 49. 2nd and 16. Clock goes to 9 minutes left in the ball game. Dodge City still leading 28-3 here at Boomer Stadium. Sheck under center, a couple backs behind him. Receiver left, and the snap through his legs, and it goes straight to the running back. Scoops it up, runs forward for a couple of yards. And we'll see who that back was. Didn't catch the number. That one looks to be Adam Kisner, the fullback. And, I mean, that almost looked like a design play with how awkward that one was. I mean, just went right through.
I don't even know what to say about it.
And Kisner scooped it up and just ran forward.
Made a little, we call it Statue of Liberty. What do they call that?
Humble-rooski. Your age, just the Statue of Liberty, because that was.
Yeah.
I
forgot you grew up in the Stone Age.
That's right. That's right. Don't forget it. 8:10 left in the ball game. Third 13 for Dodge City. From the Woodward 46, Sheck looking for the quick pass, but throws in the backfield. They go with a little screen, set up to Ortiz, and Boomer's able to stiff that out. Mason Brown, who we saw get injured earlier, able to string that out and force it out of bounds for pretty much no gain.
Yeah, kudos there to Mason Brown for staying home. Quarterback seems to be something designed on the right side. That guy kind of slips out to the left, and Mason Brown right there to pick it up.
Playing his assignment, forces the 4th and 14 they'll save for Dodge City as the clock ticks to 7:59. We're trailing 28-3, trying to find some momentum. It looks like Dodge City may go with it here as Sheck lines up in the gun, 3 receivers right, 1 left, and that forces a timeout by the Boomers as they were lined up ready for the potential punt return. But Dodge City kind of got them, maybe missed the line there. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty. Oklahoma's real estate and land auction expert. Smith & Co. is your #1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate deeds. Call 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering Boomer Sports, as well as Northwest Glass, from residential and commercial glass to auto glass, doors, and mirrors. Northwest Glass has you covered. They do it all with expert care and quality service. Stop by 611 Texas Avenue in Woodward or call them 580-256-4324. Northwest Glass, Smith & Co. Auction Really, powering Boomer Sports this season. The Boomers taking their time in this huddle.
Got the PA commending
Harley, yes,
all of the cheerleaders.
As they very well should. Been out here, got the rain gear on, still peppy, still firing up the crowd.
Yeah, some are in the ponchos, some chose to stay away from them.
Whatever you got to do. So appreciate them. 4th and 14 for Dodge City. They are lining up to go for this. It's Sheck in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 left, and some movement early. And now a timeout taken by Coach O'Neill, or is it by Woodward?
By the Boomers.
Okay, by the Boomers. All right. Coach Neighbor, again, didn't like something he saw there, so Burns their last time out of the half on this 4th down. So they will talk it over once again. See how that Chiefs-Chargers game is going. That's kind of an interesting one. Chargers lead 13-6, 3rd quarter.
Chargers are one of those teams who could have a great year quietly. I mean, they made some moves in the offseason.
Got Harbaugh back in them. Mahomes, 12 of 21 for 98 yards. Ooh. Ooh. It's a little tough. See what's going on in Class 4A for, I say that, and they're quickly getting back to it. Altus, by the way, leads Elk City 43-0. Kingfisher Weatherford still tied at 7 in a tie battle in the 3rd. So again, 4th and 14 for Dodge City as a lineup to go for it once again. Sheck rolls right, looking to the side that had 3 receivers, and has to pull back out. Colin Bourne trying to chase him down the backfield. Sheck keeps running backwards, deep in his own territory, gets some space. Now trying to direct traffic. Woodward's got to step up and try to tackle him, and finally Trip Bates plays this assignment and drags down Sheck, who ran about probably 50, 60 yards to gain a couple, and it's a turnover on downs.
As did Colin Bourne. Colin Bourne was all over him there. Probably ran a mile on that play.
Goodness.
Good coverage from the Boomers. We've harped on that a few times. They do a great job down the field.
So it is a turnover on downs as the Boomers take it back at their own 46.
Sealing still over Laverne 26-6 there in the 3rd quarter.
Ooh. Be a big statement from Sealing. So 1st and 10 for the Boomers at their own 46. 7:44 left in the ball game. They do trail 28-3. As it's Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Graff in the backfield. Back to pass is Carter, scanning to the left, still looking over that way. Tries to float a pass, looking for, look like, let's see here, Luke Talley. Yep, he had Colt Moore in front of him. Talley's trying to make the catch on the sideline. Tight window, it floated in there, but Dodge City was able to break it up. So make it 2nd and 10 for the Boomers.
For the space at hand there, I mean, he put it in there.
Tried to put it in. Wasn't a bad throw. Just as we talked about earlier, those have to be precision. Can't give anybody a chance at it other than your receiver. Tally looked like you got a hand on it, but couldn't just pull it
Mike Woodward, to see them still being aggressive here in the fourth quarter, down 25, trying to find some stuff that works.
Carter hands off inside this time to Graff, and not much doing there. He does pull forward for a yard, maybe two. They'll set up 3rd and 8. As they do give him 2 yards. Yeah, actually they only gave him a yard. I thought I gave him a little bit more progress. Not giving our guy a yard. Come on.
Come on now.
Come on.
He deserves it.
Clock at 7:10 remaining of the ball game as Dodge City continues to lead 28-3. The Boomers trying to cap off the drive. They've had a couple go into Dodge City territory deep. As it's Carter in the gun with Graff beside him. He looks to pass again on 3rd and 9. Has some time, stepping up. Has to break out of a tackle, and Dodge City able to corral him from behind due to the Demons. As that time for Dodge City. It was.
Like number 64.
Yeah, Brenton Gaddis, a senior, gets some time. So no gain on the play from Cash Carter. Makes it 4th and 9.
And it looks like they're going to be set to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got to lose? 6:30 left in the game. You're down 28-3. You're around midfield, so might as well see what you can drop on 4th down.
Another rep on offense and never hurt either.
Nope. Trying to get prepared for Alva to come to town next week for homecoming. The Gold Bugs were in a battle with Perry earlier. They were up 12-0 on last check. It's Carter in the gun, motions a man around the formation, looking to the left side, pulls it down, doesn't see it open, and just tries to get himself an a good tackle in the open field by Reese Oach for Dodge City, and that's no gain and a turnover on downs for the Boomers. So Dodge City comes up with a stop after their offense couldn't get anything going. So dueling turnover on downs with 6:02 left in the ballgame.
Last update from the Alva game, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Alva still leads 12-0.
Okay, so defensive battle there. The Gold Bugs obviously run that triple option, try to play stout and tough. They controlled the game last year against Woodward in that sense.
It did.
It came down to just a couple plays.
And Woodward was driving there in the last. That's a game we really had the pass game going there. Just fell short.
It's 1st and 10 for Dodge City with 6 minutes left in the ball game. 6:02. As the Demons on the Woodward 47 and a handoff inside to Xavier Carrillo, who tries to bounce it out. Does get a decent gain of 5. So make it 2nd and 5. Got to the 42. This rain starting to line up a little bit. It's starting to lighten up again a little bit. Excuse me.
I think that's the least he could do. Cold, raining.
Oh, and we got a multitude of flags come in and a false start on Dodge City before they could really even get set. So instead of 2nd and 5, back up to 2nd and 10, they might as well have not gained anything on 1st down. It's a few false starts we've seen on the Demons tonight.
Yeah, and I believe it was on our close side receiver there, Elliott Williams. As soon as the flags were thrown, he started kind of grabbing his face mask. Like, dang it.
Coach is going to be on me for that one. 5:17 left of the game. Dodge City leads 28-3. They've got the ball on the Woodward 48, 2nd and 10. Check under center. A couple backs back behind him and a couple of receivers. They hand it to the back. Ball's loose. It's a fumble. Who's got it to the Boomers? It looks like they do. We wait on the official signal. It is Woodward ball. The turnover from Dodge City on the run.
What do you know? Mason Brown is the guy to fall on it and get Woodward the ball back.
Let's see who the down back was for Dodge City. I got the carry. It wasn't Hook, but boy, he got through the hole and just coughed up the ball. So the Boomers come up with that fumble recovery. Dodge City's first real mistake of the game. Played otherwise pretty solidly clean. 5:01 left in the ball game as Woodward takes back over, this time at their own 42. So it's Cash Carter in the gun, 2 receivers left. Graff in the backfield to the left as well, 2 tight ends to the right. Carter the snap, looks for the handoff to Graff, trying to wait, patient, develop those blocks, and able to break out of what would be tackle and get forward for a couple of yards. That looked like it's going to be plugged in the backfield, and Graff kept the legs churning for 2.
Yeah, he got a little help there from quarterback Cash Carter. Cash kind of handed the ball off, saw that nothing was going. He kind of came in there and threw a block for him.
So 2nd and 8 for the Boomers. Dodge City, their first game on the season this week, so they'll likely advance to 1-0. The Boomers to 0-2. We'll see if Perry emerges 1-1 or not. The Gold Bugs lost to Fairview last week, so currently, as we heard a minute ago, leading Perry or the Gold Bugs 12-0. Carter in the gun. Handoff inside to Dubak. Little burst there for the Boomers. Gets the first down across the 45.
Dylan Wheel.
It is Dylan Wheel, yep. I saw 2, couldn't see the 0. So Wheel gets it to the 43 in Dodge City territory. Good run by Wheel. As it looks like a gain of 12 for Wheel. That time had a good hole as well and used it to his advantage.
Hit that hole hard for a gain of, you said 12?
Yep. From 44 to the 44.
Across midfield.
Well, you know Ely as a guy who's got the experience in the run game. Those holes don't always stay open for long, so you got to get through them quick.
That's something not everybody has, too. Ability to hit that hole hard is a good one to have.
Receiver each side for Cash Carter. Goes for the quick pass in the flat. Hauled in for the Boomers. Colt Moore, almost fell down, but got a nice juke up to 30. 25, trying to get to the 20 before he's slung down. Colt Moore not only showing the speed, but a little bit of the agility to stop on a dime in the rain.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch Colt Moore do what he does when he gets the football in his hands. You always kind of get that jolt of excitement after he gets the ball. Made, 2-3 guys miss, an extra 20, extra 15, 10, 15 yards right there after the catch.
Gained 20 all told, so back-to-back explosive plays for the Boomers. Sets them up 1st and 10 at the Dodge City 23 with 3:05 left in the game. It's Carter in the gun, receiver each side, Wheel in the backfield with Carter. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has some pressure, rolls out to his right, trying to float it to the sideline and just well over the head of Luke Talley, who was there. But Carter couldn't quite rein it in on the accuracy. So 2nd and 10 as the clock stops with 2:53 left in the ballgame.
Boomers, no matter what, definitely trying to get in the end zone here. They don't care what they're down by 25. Just trying to get something going, get something to work, and doing a good job so far.
Well, and I know people may not look at it this way in terms of a loss, but this was a 40-6 game last year. So if you go punch this in, 28-10 is a
lot better
improvement than 40-6. So that's kind of where you're at. Against a 6A team from Kansas that had a winning season last year against some great talent. It's Carter in the gun trying to direct traffic. Receiver each side. Play clock down to 3. Back to pass is Carter. Short to Colt Moore. Has it on the left side. Breaks through a tackle. Gets inside the 20. Down to the 17 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Back to talking about the competition, as that is Dodge City. They're always so senior heavy. And that kind of goes back to how much football they've played. It's always kind of that next man up. They have a lot of experience. They are seniors that didn't get to play a whole lot last year, but they've been playing together their whole lives, so they have no problems with that.
2:50 left in the ball game. Woodward trails 28-3. They're in the red zone. 3rd and about 4 from the 17, 18. Carter back to pass. Has some time. Rolls to his right. Has man in flat. Looks him off. Still rolling, fires a pass back over the middle, and that's incomplete. I don't think that was 3rd down, but that's what they say. Should only be 3rd down now. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's right, because we had the incompletion a second ago. So now that was 3rd down, now your completion brings up 4th. And Mr. Wagner back in the studio giving us an update that Fairview Kingston, a tight one down the stretch. Fairview leading 20-14.
It's going to be a good finish.
Yeah, it is. Kingston, one of those teams that was a good game last year, and they brought back a lot of talent. Kind of similar to Fairview. Fairview had to replace a little bit more. It's 4th and 4, they'll say, for the Boomers.
Referees huddling up, having a little conversation for the play.
17-yard line. Not sure what the call is here. 4th down. They didn't reset the play clock, so they're going to have to do that.
It looks like they might have been questioning it
if it was the
down
yeah.
just like you were.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you forget about that quick incompletion on 1st down after the big game. So 4th and 4 for Woodward. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Backfield Wheel. Carter looking for the flat, has Wheel, and it goes through his hands, incomplete. And the ball is, okay, they're saying it was a forward pass. Thought for a second that was going to be behind the line of scrimmage, but the officials do signal incomplete. And unfortunately for Woodward, turnover on downs.
That was a decent drive. I mean, you gained about 40, 50 yards right there, so take your wins where you can. seen some success. Colt Moore made a bunch of guys miss on that drive.
I did.
Dylan Will had a good 12-yard run, so seen some good things.
And Dodge City will take over, it looks like, at their own 18-yard line with just 2:38 left in the ball game. As the rain picks back up a bit. Boy, it's going to be interesting getting out here, Ely, with the equipment. We got to keep it dry, got to keep it clean.
I'm questioning why I rode with you now. If I brought my own car, I could have just ran in there.
You could have. As Sheck under center, receiver out left, motions the man around the formation. It's Carrillo, but hands off to the fullback of Ortiz. And Ortiz, not much doing on first down. Got to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So 2nd and 10. Host of Boomers in on the tackle.
Still see Ty Sheck out there at quarterback. I think he got a whole clean sweep at the offensive line, but Sheck's still out there with his guys.
Well, and that's, again, first game for him at the position. Those reps doesn't matter, right?
Absolutely.
You got to get him in. Coach O'Neill, making sure he's getting at it. So, good athlete, Sheck. Multi-sport guy. Showed some of those flashes tonight. Under center is Sheck, 2nd and 10. Receiver left. Everybody around in the formation. They'll motion the man around. The orbit, but handed off inside to the fullback, and Cooper Gregory beat him at about the 25, but fighting forward is the demon of Caden McElgin, the junior. So that's his first carry of the night, and it's a good one to where he gets up to the 30-yard line, called a gain of 13.
Need to give Cooper Gregory some flowers, too. He's kind of that last line of defense right there in the defense, and he's done a good job holding his own back there.
Yeah, he has, and laid some good hits coming up from that safety spot. Minute 30 left in the ball game as Dodge City has the 1st and 10 at their own 30. Boomers do not have any timeouts. Dodge City still has all 3 of theirs as they lead 28-3. Dodge City understandably taking their time here on the play clock. Sheck under center with 6 seconds left on the play clock. Gets the snap. A little handoff. And, good tackle in the backfield by the Boomers. As Oyasarode in on that. It looks like as well Brody Providence getting in and chopping them down. As Davion Morales getting that carry. So another new carrier for Dodge City. No gain on play.
And in does come Phelps now at quarterback. I think Sheck's day might be over.
Yeah, as we're down to the final couple plays, the game clock down to 40 seconds left. Dodge City's going to win this 28-3. As is Phelps in at quarterback, trying to direct some traffic. Excuse me, that might not be Phelps. Let's see, double check the number. It is Phelps, yes. Taking it on the QB keeper. Tries to go left side, has a bit of a hole, and plows forward across the 40 to the 43, 44-yard line. Cooper Gregory again being the man that brings it down, not before a 14-yard gain for Phelps. 14 for 14 yards. Looks like Dodge City is going to call it good there as the game clock will expire in 9 seconds, and Dodge City takes the win against Woodward on the Boomers home opener. 28-3 tonight is your final. We'll step aside for a break, come back with the post game. It's Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit GoPioneer.com to sign up today.
Are you looking for a bank that understands your needs and works as hard as you do? Welcome to Bank of Western Oklahoma, proudly serving our area since 1908, offering free checking with no monthly fees and convenient mobile banking. Whether you're in Cordell, Elk City, Weatherford, Woodward, or any of our 6 locations, we're always nearby. Bank of Western Oklahoma, where the Western Oklahoma spirit is alive and well. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Boomer Stadium, final tonight. Dodge City defeats the Boomers 28-3 in Woodward's home opener. Woodward falls to 0-2 on the season. Dodge City goes to 1-0, their first game of the year. And Ely, when you look back, kind of the game summary of this one, really, first half, Dodge City kind of asserted that run game, similar to what we saw last year. Took control, led 21-3 at the half. Second half for Woodward, the offense settled in a little bit better. We saw a couple more explosive plays. Defense forced a turnover. Unfortunately, couldn't punch in a touchdown as you got deep into Dodge City territory a couple of times. But you only allowed 7 points. You kind of dealt with what Dodge City was doing a bit better. I know it's, you don't look for moral victories per se if you're Woodward, but that second half played a lot more solid between the teams.
Yeah, they did, and like you said, the biggest thing was they didn't let Dodge City just run all over them.
Yeah.
And Dodge City, they pride themselves on the run. As you can see, it's their bread and butter. Their run. And even on the defensive side of the ball, they do a great job of tracking down that football. But Woodward did a way better job there in the second half, taking things in, finding some things that works for them. Defense did a great job there in the second half, not letting Dodge City just have whatever they want. So give your hats off to Woodward for staying in there and battling hard till the final buzzer.
And you saw in the second half, decision-making wise for Cash Carter, so a little bit more instead of trying to force a throw here or there. It was, hey, if it's not open, I'm pulling it down, I'm running. I'm getting what I can yards-wise, and that's always going to help an offense if you could decide, hey, we're going to make sure to prioritize keeping the ball.
Yeah, and Dodge City, they've got some athletes. They've got
great
some speed.
Tackles tonight.
Yeah, they got some speed. They've got some size. So Dodge City, no short task there. They're a good squad. They're gonna have a great year. So don't lessen the foe to this Boomer team.
The lone scorer for Woodward tonight, the man putting up the points, was Nathan Lewis. The senior had a field goal right before the half for the Boomers to make it 21-3. Is 35 yards out. He did have another attempt in the second half that was 35 yards. Unfortunately, that one fell a little short. That's how Woodward gets on the board tonight. With that, step aside for a final pregame break, and on the other side, get you set up for what's ahead. It is Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
And inches. You've got a decision to make. Upgrade the equipment, buy that pasture, or invest in your operation. Corporate banks might call a timeout, but at Bank of Western Oklahoma, we go for it.
Let's go, boys! We got
We
this!
understand ag life because we live it too, and we're right here to help you power through and move the chains.
First down!
Bank of Western Oklahoma, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit GoPioneer.com to sign up today.
Woodward Steel, your tri-state leader in steel, wants to remind you that in addition to taking care of all your steel needs, Woodward Steel carries other important materials such as stainless, aluminum, 4-inch to 6-inch PVC pipes and fittings, and so much more. If you're in the shop or out in the field and in need of fabrication materials, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call 580-324-8005 to talk with our staff, or come visit the shop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 210 48th Street in Woodward. Woodward Steel, your trusted tri-state leader in steel.
Supporting communities in every way, Sealing State Bank is thrilled to bring hometown banking closer to you with a brand new branch in Woodward.
Welcome.
Now offering full-service banking close to home, from personal checking and savings to home and commercial loans, Sealing State Bank has you covered. Enjoy the convenience of mobile and online banking, wire transfers, and so much more. Sealing State Bank, your trusted partner in Woodward. Come visit at 2314 Williams Avenue and experience hometown banking at its best.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need Batman.
Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you.
Rude. Don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Out here in western Oklahoma, folks know quality when they see it, and that's exactly what you'll find at Vance Auto Group of Woodward. For years, we've proudly supplied Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles.
40 years Oklahoma time.
Not just across our state, but to drivers all over the region.
Ely, phenomenal job with you tonight. Very much appreciate it. Dakota Wagner back in the studio giving us some great updates during halftime, making sure everything runs smooth on the production side. With that, I encourage you to head over to K101 after we sign off to get the full wrap-up of the Tri-State as CJ Montgomery crew head down the stretch on Friday night Quicksilvers on this football Friday night. With that, folks, we hope you have a great rest of your weekend. You've been listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
You've been listening to Woodward Boomer Sports on News Talk Sports Z92.